After 10 eventful months and 37 matches each, the old firms still haven't resolved possession of the SPL trophy. Today they might, but it's still only a might, so tight is this incredible finale to the league season. Level in points, level in goal difference. Will it be Rangers at home to Dunfermline in front of a sellout crowd at Ibrox? That's live here on BBC One. Or will it be Celtic away to Kilmarnock at Rugby Park, and that one live over on BBC Two? There's never been a finish quite like it. Winner takes all, but winning may not be enough. After 10 eventful months and 37 matches each, the old firms still haven't resolved possession of the SPL trophy. Today they might, but it's still only a might, so tight is this incredible finale to the league season. Level in points, level in goal difference. Will it be Rangers at home to Dunfermline in front of a sellout crowd at Ibrox? That's live here on BBC One. Or will it be Celtic away to Kilmarnock at Rugby Park, and that one live over on BBC Two? There's never been a finish quite like it. Winner takes all, but winning may not be enough. Craig Burley and Gordon Smith. It really is a remarkable end to the season, with the two teams level in points at the top of the table, level in goal difference. Rangers, of course, having scored one crucial game more. As always, we'd like to start by getting the early team news, so let's head firstly for Ibrox, and we'll hear there from Rob and Sandy.
Well, one of our favourite football cliches, Dougie, is that the first goal will be important. And you get the feeling today, Sandy, the first goal will be important. Should it come here or should it come at Rugby Park? Because the implications will be felt at the other stadium.
You're absolutely right, Rob. It's a marvellous day for football, great for the SPL. But you're right, what you say, goals is what it's all about today. I'm pretty certain both teams will win, Rangers and Celtic, but it's by how many, and the start is going to be vital.
OK, let's have a look at the two sides. Firstly, Rangers. Last-minute injuries have changed Alec McLeish's team selection. Stephen Hughes tweaked a knee ligament, and Peter Lovenkrantz has failed to recover from his shoulder injury. Claudio Caniggia comes in for only his 14th start of the season, but he likes Dunfermline because he's scored half a dozen against them already this season.
He's got a great record against Dunfermline, but I'm sure Big Alec will be disappointed that Stephen Hughes isn't playing. He's played very well the last two games, but he's got to go on with things. And when you look at the team, they're very talented. I'm pretty certain Big Alec's looked at goal scoring when he's picked his 11 to start with. And then Ronald de Boer has got a marvellous player, can play different positions, but the great thing is he can change his tactics just by moving de Boer to a different area of the pitch.
That's Rangers. This is Dunfermline. No Skerla or Thompson, no Hunt or Hampshire, no Kilgannon. So Jimmy Calderwood makes only one change from the team which drew with Kilmarnock last weekend. Frenchman David Grondin is back in the starting lineup. His only goal so far was against Rangers. Crawford and Brewster, so prolific in the first half of the season, Sandy, have scored only 9 goals between them since the break.
Well, they haven't played well since the break, but the one thing for certain today, Dunfermline won't lie down. Jimmy Calderwood, Jimmy Nicholl, they won't want to be embarrassed. And the players' pride comes into play as well. It's live on TV, there's no hiding place. And when you've got guys like Crawford, Brewster in their team, lots of experience here, they'll keep them going. OK, the final reckoning approaches.
And we can't wait. We'll hear obviously from Paul Mitchell and from Derek White at Rugby Park in a moment, but let's hear from the Rangers manager, Alex McLeish.
Alec, how are you feeling? Nervous?
Well, I've got the butterflies. You know, I think I wouldn't be human if I didn't have them. And, you know, to be involved in something like this is phenomenal, believe me.
Interesting team selection for you. You're obviously going for it as you have to do.
Well, it's not so much that. I mean, we've suffered a couple of injuries late in the week. Well, Peter didn't recover from a shoulder injury. We thought he'd be okay with an injection, but even through the injection, he was still feeling a bit of pain. And he knew he'd be letting his teammates down if he said he wanted to play, you know, despite the injury. So, you know, it left somebody else with a chance. And Stevie Hughes as well tweaked a knee ligament, and Stevie's been playing excellent. He'd have been starting today without any question. And we've had to reshuffle the pack a wee bit, but when you look at the team on paper, it's still a wonderful team.
Yeah, it certainly looks. Any change in formation tactically?
Well, we've got the ability to change it 4-4-2, 4-3-3, but the important thing is that we do have players out there who are capable of finishing.
So what happens? Do you want, well, you've information fed to you about what's happening at Rugby Park?
I'm not really interested in getting it fed. It'll be fed anyway. I won't have an earpiece like yourself, so to speak, but I'm sure I'll be aware of what's going on. But you know, I have to point out that start of the season, if you'd said last game going into it we'd be at home and Celtic would be away, then I know where I'd rather be.
All the best today, Alec. Thank
Thanks
you.
a lot. Cheers.
Yeah, the Ibrox crowd will keep Alex McLeish and everyone well informed as to what's happening down the road. It's a unique occasion, Gordon, isn't it? Because although Alex says he'll try not to be influenced by what's happening down the road, he has to be, surely.
He has to know what's happening because, you know, it's quite easy to think you just concentrate on what you're doing. Martin and Neil will be the same. You know, you get on with your own job, but you need to know what's happening because it's going to affect the tactics. Because you might have to make a change that's going to be more positive or else a little bit more negative if you're holding on to the result you've got. So, and it could be changing on a minute-by-minute basis as well. It's incredible drama ahead. So
it's a very attack-minded team he's picked, Walter, as you would expect.
Yeah, you would expect that. I mean, young Stephen Hughes would have played, as Alex said, which would have given him 3 in midfield and 3 up, but they look as though they're going with the 4, bringing in Caniggia, Averladze in the wider areas of the pitch, De Boer and Michael Moles up front. So, you know, Rangers are going for goals. And, you know, today, they'll just have to watch that they don't lose any as well, because that could have a negative influence on our goal difference there.
The key player, and there's only one really, I suppose has to be Barry Ferguson, because he's been immense all season, Scotland's Player of the Year, Gordon.
Well, to choose one key player it is difficult, but Barry Ferguson's a tremendous season. I mean, I would put him in the same category up there with De Boer, who's been tremendous, certainly in the second half, and Stefan Kloss, who's been brilliant. But Barry Ferguson got the Player of the Year awards, and he's a fantastic season.
Craig, what's your opinion of Barry Ferguson?
I've always thought he's been an excellent player, and we've just seen that long raking ball there. It's something that he's capable of, but he's also added the bit in his game that he was criticised, and that's scoring goals. And I've seen he's been scoring goals from outside the box, free kick like that, also scoring goals coming late into the box with headers. So, you know, I'm sure he's aware that was part of the game that certainly playing in Scotland here he had to add to, and he's certainly done that.
He's been a remarkable performer for Rangers this season, and once again he will be a key player today, there's no doubt about that. So it's Rangers against Dunfermline at Ibrox, kick-off time at 3 o'clock, and that is live here on BBC One. Stay with us, we'll also be bringing you virtually, as it happens, all the big moments from Rugby Park as well. But of course, Celtic, after Rangers and Celtic level in points, level in goal difference, Rangers have scored 1 goal more, and that could yet be crucial. Let's just try and give you a rundown on how the league could be won this afternoon, and we emphasise could because there is always the possibility of that playoff. The title obviously decided on points, then on goal difference, and then on goals scored. Now the points is of course the easiest one. It's quite simply, whichever team gets more points than the other today wins the title. No problem there at all. If, however, both Rangers and Celtic have the same result, both win, both lose, both draw, it comes down to goal difference. And obviously, if either team wins by a bigger margin or loses by a smaller margin than the other, then they will win the title. But wait, it gets more complicated again. It comes down to goals scored. If Rangers score the same number or more goals than Celtic, they'll win the title. Celtic have to score 2 or more goals than Rangers to win. I know it does sound very complicated. We'll try to keep you up to date. And of course, there is always the possibility of that playoff as well. The teams will meet in a playoff on June the 3rd at Hampden if they're absolutely level in goal difference and on goals for and against. And incidentally, for that to happen, Kilmarnock have to score against Celtic today for there to be a playoff. If Kilmarnock don't score, whatever the outcome, there cannot be a playoff. Now, you did follow all that, I hope, because we will be asking questions later, and I can tell that these three here are completely baffled. So, where are we? We're talking about Kilmarnock against Celtic, and it's a place, Craig, as you'll remember from your time at Celtic Park, where it was...
But the assistant referee on the far side, he didn't give it, and that man there, wrong De Boer, right at the start of the game. We thought he'd maybe play, just advancing the 3 in the middle of the park, but right early on, he's up beside Michael Moles, and that's a clear warning from Alec McLeish. Rangers are certainly going to go for it early.
He's looking at his watch already. We've only played 55 seconds. Up goes Michael Moles, won a good header, and he was clattered into by the former Rangers player Scott Wilson. Free kick given. Rangers so eager to get an early strike. And for once, Roland de Boer's touch lets him down, but he's been outstanding. He was the match winner, undoubtedly, last weekend. He's scored 19 goals already this season, and he's played nearly double the games he's played last season, which was probably the crucial factor.
He's real quality, Roland de Boer. He scores so many important goals for Rangers, but every bit as important to the team. He makes so many goals. He's got marvellous vision.
Amoruso's header. That's Gary Mason. That's Mikel Arteta. The skipper. Back to Arthur Newman. His last game at Ibrox. Bolton seem to be leading the race at the moment to sign Arthur Newman when he ends his 5-year spell here. And it looks as if Amoruso on the ball, he too will be bidding farewell shortly. Rickson exchanges passes with Kanisha. Mother Dunfermline chasing the ball at this stage. The Boers pass to Kanisha. The pass was behind Moles, but he got the shot away. He got the shot in. 2.5 minutes gone. Rangers are ahead, and that could be a huge stride toward the title.
It's a great start from Rangers. That man there, Michael Moore, scores so many important goals at Ibrox, but it's great player, Roland de Boer, Kanisha, Michael Moore just staying onside. He doesn't catch this one properly, but it's on target, and as long as it's on target, you always get a chance of scoring. But it's great adjustment here. Goalkeeper just can't reach it, and it sneaks in.
I think that's a remarkable finish from Michael Moles. You wouldn't have put too much money on him when the pass was played behind him. One touch got it under control. One touch got enough on the ball to get it beyond Derek Stilley from Michael Moles. 14th goal of the season. Now Rangers have their tails up. Kanisha in for Ronald de Boer. How did he miss? It should have been 2 after just 3 minutes.
What a chance. Great play again from Rangers. Brilliant ball forward. Kanisha does exceptionally well here. Looks up, finds de Boer, times his run to perfection. But he wouldn't believe he's missed this. All he's got to do is get it on target. Still he wouldn't have any chance, and it could have been 2.
Michael Moles scoring his 14th goal of the season, and only one of those goals away from Ibrox. He likes it here.
Well, that's why he started his game today. Didn't do particularly well at Tynecastle last week, but here in front of the Rangers fans, he's a hero for them.
I think we're safe to assume that Alec McLeish will be happy with the way Rangers have started here, Chick.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen him so fired up. Let me tell you one of the things he's put into play, Rob. He's got 6 of the youth team, the under-18 team, around to add to the ball boy collection. 10 ball boys, 6 of the youth team, to make sure the ball's fired back into play. Not a minute to be wasted as they chase the goals tally. A little added tactic there from the youth team, from the Rangers manager.
Long ball from Barry Ferguson. It's beyond the Moles this time and away, but as you marvel at the way Rangers have started this game, you would have to say as well that Dunfermline are in complete disarray. But there are the important statistics in the top corner of your screen. Rangers have extended their goal difference and goals scored. 2 goals scored, better off, and in terms of goal difference, they are 1 in front of Celtic, but psychologically that is some start.
It was so important to start well. Everyone said that. I'm sure Celtic are trying to do the same thing down at Rugby Park, but Rangers certainly get their heads up now. They're really playing with lots of confidence, and up front, Michael Moles, Roland de Boer and Claudio Kanisha, they look so sharp.
Amoruso launches it towards Claudio Kanisha, who carved out that chance a moment ago for de Boer. Good turn from Moles, and he was fouled, he was held, and Rangers have a set piece. It's taken quickly.
He's offside.
An offside flag. But I was looking at the de Boer chance, Sandy, and Dunfermline were in a mess.
They're all over the place. I think they're shell-shocked, to say the least, at the start of this match, and that man there, Roland de Boer, he's so excited, he's shaking his head yet. I'm sure he still can't believe he missed that opportunity. He's got loads of time to make up for it.
But you have to have some sympathy for Dunfermline here. They are playing a supporting role, and the bulk of the attendance in here clearly want this match to go only one way. Mariso for De Boer. Good challenge from Mason. He's got his work cut out, but Gary Mason has got the ball back. Well, Dunfermline with 5 or 6 passes, and that's the best they've managed so far. Chris McGrorty into the feet of Craig Brewster. As Dunfermline try to get themselves together. Shaken and stirred after that incredible Rangers opening.
I'm just looking over at Dunfermline formation. Gary Mason's started the game middle of the park, but because Ronald De Boer's pushed up beside Moles, he's actually into the back four to make it almost a flat back 5, which is different.
De Boer to Newman. Moles, the goal scorer. Back to Shota Avaladze. So much fluidity about the Rangers team, interchangeable in so many ways, and that causes problems for the opposition. Ferguson's pass tries to pick out the pace of Rickson, but couldn't quite get there. Michael Moles did get there with the early strike, and it was a remarkable bit of finishing, really, because the pass towards him from Caniggia wasn't great, but he got enough on it, got it away from the despairing hand of Derek Stilley, and the spin on the ball took it off the inside of the post, and it just about reached the back of the net.
It's a good striker's goal, isn't it? A poacher's goal, if you want to put it that way. I keep saying it's all about hitting the target. You've got to have belief in the fact that you can't stick the ball in the back of the net, and Michael Moles has got that certainly at Ibrox.
I just noticed Alec McLeish stomping out of his dugout and up to the touchline, and as you said, Chick, he's well charged up.
Well, I tell you, he's having a go every time the ball is stopped. He's having a go at the referee to every time Dunfermline take their time over a goal kick. He's out at the edge of the dugout, telling the referee with the old universal look at the watch, point the fingers to the wrist, saying time added on. He's screaming at his players every time there's a free kick and a throw in to take it quickly. I don't think you'll ever see a football match where the ball is in play. Remember these added ball boys as well, the youth team around the pitch. He just wants the ball in play at all times.
Well, Jimmy Calderwood has traded places with Alec McLeish right to the touchline. He was absolutely furious a few seconds ago as David Grondin relinquished possession on the far side, and again Calderwood looking so unhappy that his team is incapable of keeping the ball.
You've got to keep the ball, that's the best form of defence. If you can hold up the ball, make a few passes, it takes the pressure off, and maybe quiets the crowd a little bit as well.
Newman for Moles, not scored one, hooked away by Wilson. First there is Rickson. Good pass to Caniggia, but the return didn't quite match that standard. Back from Grondin to Stilley. 2.5 minutes, that's all it took. Rangers to hit the front. It was exactly the start they wanted. You wonder what the reaction here might have been had Dunfermline held out for the first 20 minutes or so. But it wasn't to be for them, and now Jimmy Calderwood will hope that they don't crumble. It's a huge test of character, and he'll find out this afternoon just what sort of strength of spirit these players have.
Well, Jimmy's had a great spell as manager at Dunfermline. It's been a great early part for the season. You're absolutely right, to find out 1 or 2 bits about his players that you maybe didn't know before this game.
Amariso clears. Avalanche first there. Lee Bullen as well. Arteta glides away from Nicholson. The pass to Moles. That's a great challenge from Scott Wilson. Timed it perfectly. Now for Brewster. Building it up, Craig Brewster, waiting to get some striped shirts forward alongside him. McPherson, Nicholson. His first problem there was to get out of the way of Stuart Dougal. Brewster again, did enough to keep it. Jason Dare. Nicholson threads it through for Grondin. And he manages to flick it wide for McGrorty. Dunfermline enjoying being on the ball. It hasn't happened too often so far. Crawford for Bullen. Early ball in. Brewster. Laid off. And Dunfermline are level. Jason Dare has equalised, and Ibrox is silenced. 11 minutes gone. It's 1-1.
You won't see a better strike than this one. Good play from Dunfermline. Managed to hold on to the ball for the first time in the game. Craig Brewster involved, Stevie Crawford involved. That's a good early ball in. And Jason Dare doesn't hang about here. It's a good lay back. catches it so well. Step across, not much chance of saving it.
It's stunning from Dunfermline. And Jason Dare scores only his second goal of the season. And, well, you wonder what sort of reaction there'll be to that one at Rugby Park. It was so noisy here, and it's now gone so quiet. Arteta's free kick, given away by Nicholson, only as far as Arvalata. Heavy with the cross, and the offside flag goes up. And I think most people in the ground, Alec McLeish included, still trying to take in that equaliser.
They'll be shell-shocked, just as simple as that. Just before the goal, Dunfermline had a fair amount of pressure, and I could see Big Alec, he was trying to get his players to go and close the ball down, trying to win it back, but they stood off just a little bit, allowed Dunfermline to make a few passes, and that's why there's a lot of sad faces here at this moment in time.
Tunisia against Wilson on McGrotty. No free kick. McPherson to Brewster. Now with Grondin. A scorer against Rangers in the Cup, of course. Amaruso's headed away. Bullen. The goal scorer there. Tries to carve out another one. Amaruso's head. Back comes Tunisia to nip it away from Danny Grondin. Rickson to Moore. The Rangers try to collect themselves again and drive forward. Newman for Arvalata. Ferguson in central midfield. Craig Moore. Gets it back from Tunisia. That's aimed for Ronald de Boer. Touch of good fortune there for Gary Mason in the way he managed to get that one clear. Crawford to Nicholson. Dunfermline encouraged, and that's a lovely layoff from Craig Brewster. But Amaruso got there before there. Oh, they're starting to play some pretty impressive football now, and nothing more impressive than the way they got that equaliser, and that's updated you on the goal difference, which is identical again. Arteta handed off Nicholson. Tunisia. Poor ball in, and Lee Bullen can let it go.
Wasn't the best of passes there from Tunisia, but I would look at shot at Arvalata as well there. Where Rangers are playing, Arvalata is playing wide on the left-hand side, and when the ball comes in from the right, you would expect the wide player to be able to support him.
It's Rangers Dunfermline on BBC One Scotland and Kilmarnock Celtic on BBC Two Scotland. And you'll miss nothing here of the game at Rugby Park either, because any key moments we'll show them to you, as well as the action here, and it's quite compelling at the moment. And Rangers clearly have had the wind taken out of their sails, Simon.
They have. They've got to pick it up again as they're trying to do now through Michael Moles.
De Boer's layoff, Grotty to Grondin, and back again. Amaruso to Rickson. Ronald de Boer. Rickson again. Tunisia! He likes Dunfermline, doesn't he? His 7th goal of the season against the East End Park side. And that has Rangers back in front. 2 goals to 1, 16 minutes gone.
This is a great finish, but Fernando Rickson plays a very important part in this. He could have gave this in, 1 up, kept fighting for it. Look at that for calm finishing. Don't panic, don't hammer the ball, get it on target, pick your spot. Everything is so calm, collected, and that's why the ball's the back of the net.
And that's what it meant to the manager. 2-1 Rangers, 3 goals in 16 minutes.
could be more.
And really for Canisia against Dunfermline, it's just been remarkable this season. 5 goals in the league against the Powers and 1 in each of the cup competitions. It's not easy to see why they don't like him.
It happens at times, but that was a quality finish job regardless of who you're playing against.
Michael Moles slides it through, aiming for Canisia. Let's hear from Chick.
While all that was happening, Rob, the rest of Ibrox was celebrating. Alec McLeish was out having a word with Arthur Newman. I think he wants them to get forward, round the outside of Aberladze. Dare's obviously making a bit of progress. He wants to get down that right Rangers' left-hand side, get forward, help Aberladze, and obviously still get a huge appetite for goals here, the Rangers gather.
Given away by McGrorty. Ferguson intercepted, and now Barry Ferguson closing down so quickly in the midfield and piling the pressure on Dunfermline. They've come back once in this first half. Can they come back again? Good work from Barry Nicholson. And Scott Wilson, another former Rangers player, lofts it down for Brewster, was having his shirts pulled. Chris Sutton has scored for Celtic, 1-up at Rugby Park. 1-0 Celtic, 2-1 Rangers. Ronald de Boer, Michael Moles, good challenge, and he hooked the shot wide of target. He was pulling the trigger, and you just wondered whether the net behind Derek Stilley was going to be bulging again. This time Moles denied.
That's a great chance from Lee Bullen. Good play from the right full-back, tucking in, covering where he should be covering.
Well, let's see Chris Sutton's goal then at Rugby Park from a corner kick. And Sutton strikes his 18th goal of the season, and that has Celtic ahead down the M77.
I thought it was going to be a good day.
Crawford's pass goes astray. Bullen couldn't catch it. Rangers have possession with the throw. And if anyone's got a calculator, can you please keep track of this? It's not easy. Claudio Canisia to Ronald de Boer. Gets to the byline. There's a good ball back. Gus McPherson got in the way of it and then didn't clear. Mikel Arteta hits the deck. Stuart Dougal not interested. Gus McPherson should have got rid of that, and I think he knows it.
He should have cleared it, but well, I'd like to see that one again. Stuart Dougal was quite a bit away from it.
That's well won by Arteta against McGrorty. If not the final ball the Rangers were looking for, but Arteta wondered about the penalty claim as we refresh our memories. Goal difference 69 apiece for Rangers and Celtic. Rangers have now scored 2 goals more. Alec McLeish does a lot of scribbling on the touchline. I wonder if he's scribbling down the goals scored and the goals difference. Can maybe give a copy to us? Moles gets the pass away to Ferguson. The Sunday sunshine, Moore, Ronald de Boer. Claudio Canisia, another tempting ball in. First there was Lee Bullen. Canisia tries again, a good diving catch from Derek Stilley, who's under siege in that Dunfermline goal.
He's going to be a busy man, Stilley, but that's a good catch. Lots of confidence. It wasn't the worst crosses from Canisia.
Oh, Craig Moore had his arms wrapped around Craig Brewster when the ball was in the air, spotted by Stuart Dougal, and then Dunfermline have a free kick.
That's good play from Craig Brewster. Good experience backing into Craig Moore. Moore eventually having his arms round him.
Well, they showed terrific character in coming back from that early goal down Dunfermline. You wonder if they're capable of another one. Barry Nicholson with the free kick. Moore clears. Arteta downfield. And every time a roar goes round Ibrox, you wonder just what's happening at Rugby Park. But remember, you do have that game on BBC 2, this one on BBC 1. You can't say we're not giving you the option. Crawford probing at the Rangers defence, not probing well enough. And Newman with a comfortable cutout. Launches it now for Moles. And he won't get on the end of that. Let's refresh our memories. 22 minutes gone. Rangers 2, Dunfermline 1. Moles first, then Jason Deere, then Claudio Caniggia. It was Michael Moles who started the ball rolling. And Chris Sutton for Celtic at Rugby Park. Both Old Firm teams on course for the wins they so desperately want. Will it come down to goal difference? Will it come down to goals scored? Let me know when you find out.
Well, I'm just checking Jimmy Calderwood again. He's moving things about in the middle of the park especially. Stevie Crawford's dropped back to play midfield to make it 5 across the middle, leaving Craig Brewster up front on his own. And at this moment, I think Rangers are being outnumbered in the middle of the park. There's something at least maybe has to have a look at.
Stilly launches it, and Rickson lets it go. The only time there's been a title playoff was in 1905, you'll remember, Sandy. Celtic beat Rangers 2-1 at Hampden. I know you were there.
I was a sub that day.
Rangers and Dumbarton shared the title in 1891. Now, you weren't around then, let's not push it. It's 17 years since the title was settled on goal difference. You were there then. Celtic denied Hearts that time. Remember, Aberdeen led on goal difference when they lost here to Rangers. That was 12 years back. And the last time the title challenge went to the final day was 5 years ago, when Wim Janssen's Celtic came out on top. Barry Ferguson eyeing the penalty area. Claudio Caniggia peeling off, making a clever run, but Chris McGroarty cleared for Dunfermline. And you remember what that was like in '86 with Hearts, Sandy?
I remember it well, Rob. Bad memories, unfortunately. But the title that day was in our hands and we couldn't get the point we needed.
McPherson played it off to Burr, Arbaladze to Moles, Michael Moles, brilliant save, Derek Stilly. Otherwise, Rangers were 3-1 in front. That's top-class goalkeeping, and you can understand why he's been drafted into the Scotland future squad.
It's a great save. Michael Moles does everything right here. Ron de Boer involved, fighting for the ball. Eventually, it's a little 1-2 there. Michael Moles, great little slip. Does everything right. The goalkeeper doesn't see it to the last minute, but he makes a great save, low down to his left-hand side.
Top stuff from Stilly, who's lost an average of 3 goals a game to Rangers this season when he's been in goal, but it's only the 2 so far. That's well won by Deere against Moles. Now Wilson plays it into the corner, but Rangers have a problem with de Burgic.
Yeah, they do, Rob. He just indicated across to the medical staff at Ibrox that he's a little, I think it's a foot problem. I'm actually changing his boot because I'm getting a bit of treatment on the foot. In fact, just at the top of his foot, a little bit of treatment there. But I think he will be able to continue, but he's getting the treatment in the moment and he's had his boot off.
In from Rickson to Moles. The goal-saving challenge from Scott Wilson.
That's a great challenge from Scott Wilson. Marvellous ball in from Rickson. Michael Moles does everything right, gets across the front of the defender again, but Wilson sticks out his foot, just does enough.
Such a clever player, Moles. His movement is impeccable, and Scott Wilson had to react so quickly there, change his body movement, change his direction, and stretch out the boot to prod the ball clear. Now that's a bad one by Amaruso on Brewster, free kick. And when Chick was saying Ronald de Boer was getting treatment, well, Chick, it's the old sticking plaster. Don't know if it would quite go as far as treatment, but he was putting a sticking plaster on the top of his foot before putting the boots back on. Here's Stevie Crawford. Got himself into a dangerous position there, stretching the Rangers' defence, but the ball across goal wasn't really a terrific problem.
I'm not sure this is a shot, but it's a quick free kick from Dunfermline. Stevie Crawford off his mark early. Could have been a cross, could have been a shot.
Well, some of the party balloons are on the pitch already here at Ibrox. They've been blown across by the breeze. And those might cause a little bit of confusion just outside the Dunfermline box. Well, which one do you go for? That's stopped by Bullen. Lee Bullen was on the transfer list, of course, at the start of the season. What a recovery he's made. Pretty much a Lee Wilkie performance from him. He's now a first pick for Jimmy Calderwood, having looked as if he was on the way out.
He plays that right back position very well as well, Rob. He stopped Dunfermline so far in this game.
Not the best touch from Mikel Arteta. Arveladze it is, who's being pretty well looked after at the moment by Lee Bullen. Missed a penalty, or a penalty saved at least, last Sunday. Scored a cracker the Sunday before against Kilmarnock. It was his 15th goal of the season. Wilson did well against Moles. Nicholson couldn't do much with it. And it's back in Rangers' possession. Jimmy Calderwood's facial expression a picture down there as Dunfermline gave it away. It's been a really disappointing second half of the season for Dunfermline. They lit up the first half, but they've been unable to come up with the goods since the shutdown. De Boer, always a threat, always dangerous, always intelligent. No free kick for him. No amount of screaming at Stuart Dougal will change the decision.
Stuart Dougal was right beside that incident there. I'm sure he got it right.
It's on a knife edge between Rangers and Celtic for the Championship. Claudio Caniggia in. It was beyond De Boer. Lee Bullen funked it behind. Rangers on a corner.
Good play again. Caniggia's movement was so good down the right hand side. Lee Bullen, he's impressed me today. He's handled the defend well.
In the 29th minute at Ibrox, Rangers 2-1 ahead. Arteta's delivery. Craig Brewster was at the near post to head the ball away. Clever header from Ferguson, down to the feet of Arteta. And back to the captain. Now with Newman. Squared for Rickson. Everyone back for Dunfermline as Rickson lofts it in. And Amaruso did so well to stop that crossing the line. Not a bad ball in either! Not a bad ball for Arveladze to score Rangers third. We've not played half an hour and Rangers have a 3-1 lead.
You can't say enough about Lorenzo Amaruso here. He's got no right to get this one. He keeps it in, but he's not happy with that. He wants the ball back in the box. That's a great delivery. Arveladze attacks it really well. Turns the ball across the goalkeeper to the far post. It's a great header. And still, he's too close to Stillett to give him a chance to react. It's a fine goal.
And if that was a parting present from Lorenzo Amaruso, Alec McLeish was very appreciative.
That's the type of guts character it takes to win this type of match. And there's nobody got more character than Lorenzo Amaruso.
He wasn't just content to keep the ball in, he whipped in the most dangerous of crosses, and Arveladze stooped to head in his 16th goal of the season. A goal 2 weeks ago, a missed penalty last week, and another strike from Shota Arveladze this Sunday. And Ibrox is alive again.
What an atmosphere, Rob, sorry. We can hardly hear each other. It's incredible.
What was that? Caniggia is off and running again. De Boer and Moe sprinting into the box. Scott Wilson took charge, took responsibility and tried to keep Rangers at bay, but it's a tall order.
It is, especially down that right-hand side. Claudio Caniggia's getting so much time and space. He's delivered magnificent balls into the box.
That's the Arteta eye view of a busy box. Nicholson's header away. That was Stevie Crawford. He has to chase it himself. Craig Moore. Caniggia again finding so much space and diving Gus McPherson to try to salvage the situation. But Caniggia is doing a lot of damage to Dunfermline down that right-hand side, and he is surely somebody they have to deal with.
Chris McGrotty there, we can see him there with the blonde hair. He's having a torrid time against Caniggia.
Nixon's throw. And clearance from Grondin. The only player up for Dunfermline is Brewster. Crawford is frequently dropping off. Nicholson to Dare. Well, it was a quieter place when Jason Dare rattled in that right foot shot, which gave Stefan, of course, not unearthly. But the volume has been well turned up since then. Rangers with a 3-1 cushion, and they desperately want more. They would love to think they can put this out of sight of Celtic, who still lead by that Chris Sutton goal to 0 at Rugby Park. Crawford to McGrotty. 70 to 69 the goal difference, 98 to 95 in terms of goals scored. Brewster's layoff, wanted it back. The Rangers have a real hunger to win the title, playing with passion, playing with a fair bit of style as well. Avalanche through, and it's another good interception from Bullock. Stilly to Wilson. The two Jimmies both out now, Nicol and Calderwood. Just about on the pitch. Alec McLeish doesn't want to stay back either. Alec McLeish's 80th match as the Rangers manager. In that time, only 4 domestic defeats. Grondin beyond Brewster. That's a ball that does no damage at all to Rangers.
You talk about the two Jimmies, Rob, Calderwood and Nicol. They're in despair at the moment. They're not too sure what to do. But there's not much they can do. Rangers are playing so well. They're putting them under so much pressure. And up front, the movement of De Boer, Caniggia, Moles and other lads is incredible. It's just so good. It's so difficult to defend against.
It's another good bit of ball winning from Lee Bullen. He's been outstanding for Dunfermline in this first half, and the Dunfermline defence has been under terrific pressure. 60% possession for Rangers. You would swear it was a lot more than that. Amoruso trying to angle that one wide for De Boer. Up went the offside flag. Ronald De Boer doesn't look too happy, nor does the manager.
He never does, De Boer. This is when he's called offside. It was a poor ball from Lorenzo Amoruso. He tried to find De Boer wide on the left-hand side.
Stevie Crawford giving it his best shot to try to keep that in. Oh, time flies, doesn't it? We've played nearly 35 minutes at Ibrox. And Rangers hope they're on the way to their 50th league championship. 3-1 ahead. Newman's pass releases Arveladze. The shot cannoned off Gus McPherson. Just as you were wondering whether he would do what he did against Kilmarnock a couple of weeks back. Brewster's header. He's ploughing a lone furrow up front for Dunfermline, and when he knocks the ball on, he's got to chase it himself.
He's on his own. I think Barry Nicholson and Stevie Crawford are trying to support him.
This really is a ferocious backing for Rangers inside Ibrox, and it really does give them energy.
It's the 12th man for them today, as you would expect. The players are responding to it. They're all working very, very hard. But they have to keep this tempo going for complete 90 minutes.
De Boer against McGrotty. Shakes off Crawford as well, and rolls in Michael Knowles, who was onside, saved by Stilly. Caniggia takes a tumble. No free kick. Well, it's a free kick to...
I think he's given an indirect free kick inside the box. That's a strange one. This is the chance earlier, Ronald de Boer, that's away.
Amoruso shot, still is saved.
This is the earlier one. Michael Mo's unlucky. Great ball from Ronald de Boer. Michael Mo just couldn't get there quick enough.
Bullen's clearance. Amoruso climbing high for the header. No one wants this more than Lorenzo Amoruso. McPherson, Brewster, now Grondin. Driving towards the danger area, David Grondin. The shot blocked by Amoruso. The former Arsenal man again. And again Amoruso was in the way. And for Brewster, it was nodded down for Barry Nicholson, and Craig Moore doing some valuable defensive work there. He read it so well.
Great play from Craig Moore. Rangers looked just a little bit nervous at the back when Dunfermline put them under pressure, as you would expect. There's so much at stake, they don't want to lose another goal.
In the league games so far this season between these two, 6-0 Rangers at East End Park in September, 3-0 Rangers here in November, and 3-1 Rangers at East End Park in February. 12 goals Rangers in 3 games, and another 3 to add to the tally so far in this match. Nicholson for Brewster. Well won by Moore again. Tigerish on the tackle. Won it so well. Gary Mason. Amoruso got there before Brewster. Arteta took too long. Won by Grondin. And again, doing the tidying up was Lorenzo Amoruso. Might be on his way out at Ibrox, but wants to go in style. It's a good challenge from Grondin to intercept for Dunfermline. Now Jason Dare. Dare on the transfer list, along with quite a number of other first-team players at Dunfermline, as Jimmy Calderwood brings the changes in the summer. And from McGrotty. Not the best of clearances. Crawford to Bullen. Amoruso missed it, Moore didn't. Newman to Moles. And the combination of the two former Rangers players, Nicholson and Wilson, won it back.
The Dunfermline actually passing the ball very well at this moment.
Moore beat Brewster. Moles beat Nicholson. Jason Dare gave it away. You can't hear yourself think inside Ibrox. I'm pretty sure Rangers are 3-1 ahead. 1-0 Celtic at Rugby Park. And Rangers at the moment are heading for the title. But don't go away, because as we've found in recent months and weeks and days, things can change quickly. Avalanche's cross, Ferson's clearance. Now with Crawford. Sidney Crawford playing a midfield role for Dunfermline here, with just one striker, and it's a tough shift for Craig Brewster.
It is, there's no doubt. It's also a tough shift for Barry Ferguson and Mikel Arteta in the middle of the park for Rangers. They're heavily outnumbered there. That's why Dunfermline can keep the ball so well.
heard from Chick for a while.
Yeah, I think anyone who is nursing a conspiracy theory, we should be down here behind the Dunfermline dugout. Jimmy Calderwood, Jimmy Nicholl, absolutely frantic about the team performance. Calderwood's been out at the edge of the technical area the whole match, screaming on his players, having a real go at them for losing possession, which they've done cheaply a couple of times. And Alec McLeish, well, we just made a video with a camera on him.
1 against 1. Craig Brewster against Lorenzo Amoruso, and the shot straight up, Stefan Kloss. And there was great set-up work there from Gary Mason.
It was good play. Gary Mason won the ball, and Brewster's 1v1 on Amoruso, but this is good defending, Rob. He watches the ball, don't dive in. Happy for the striker to hit the shot from 25 yards in the belief that his goalkeeper will save it.
.42 minutes played at Ibrox. Rangers 3, Dunfermline 1. Michael Moles, Claudio Caniggia, Shota Arbolata for the home team. Jason Dare scored an equaliser, which produced the sounds of silence. 2 minutes will be added to the 45. I think that's 47. It's a day for arithmetic, isn't it?
I'm sure you're right.
It's calmed down to a frenzy.
It has, and it's difficult for Rangers now. Dunfermline have got, as we said, as soon as the Bourg is up front, Dunfermline are playing 5 across the park, and it's very difficult to break it down. I'm sure that's what Alan McLeish is trying to get across to his players. Be patient, keep the ball, wait for the opening.
Chip can tell us what Alec McLeish actually said there.
Well, he got Lorenzo Amoruso, that's 2 long diagonal balls he's trying to play, neither of them come off. He just gave him the number 2 sign, which I think that's what he meant, Rob. He did it twice to Lorenzo Amoruso, so don't give the ball away cheaply, keep the passes short, keep the ball, is what he's trying to say.
You're the man to interpret the hand signals. Here he is again on the ball, Amoruso. He's seen a lot of it. Alec McLeish not happy a lot of the time and how he's used it, but that's not bad for Caniggia. He couldn't get it down though, and Chris McGrorty knocked the ball out of play. But Caniggia has performed very well. Dunfermline are contemplating making a change before the first half is over, we hear. Details to follow. Jason Dare getting himself in a tight situation, but through from the Boer for Newman, and well, that was almost a very costly mistake.
Good pressure from the Rangers players here. Jason Dare putting them under pressure. All the Boer trying to find Arthur Newman, but not quick enough to get in.
De Boer's throw, McGrorty's header, and that was Stevie Crawford. We'll let you know in a second about the Dunfermline change, but let's see this first. Newman's long throw went De Boer. Caniggia flicks it on. Chris Sutton has scored again at Rugby Park. It's 2-0 Celtic, both from Sutton, and the goal difference is level again at 70 apiece. Let's see the goal from Rugby Park. Alan Thompson created the first one, and Thompson has created the second as well. A scramble in the 6-yard box. Chris Sutton prodded it home. Celtic 2-0 up at Rugby Park. Rangers 3-1 up at Ibrox. And again, it's only in goals scored that these two could be separated.
Well, it's so tight, isn't it? The next goal for either Rangers or Celtic is going to be so important.
So a Thompson corner kick and a Thompson free kick, and Chris Sutton strikes twice. It is enthralling, it's exciting, it's gripping. If you've got any more adjectives, let me know. The most incredible finish to this championship campaign. Let's hear about that substitution, which I think is going to be made at half-time, Chick.
Yeah, they've delayed it. They're going to put on Gary Dempsey, take off David Grondin, and they were going to do it, I mean, with the dying seconds of this half, but that switch will now be made at half-time. So it's going to be Dempsey on, Grondin off.
Nicholson for Dunfermline. Newman saw the pass coming and got there before Deere. Dunfermline scrapping hard here, giving it their best shot, no doubt about that. But at times Rangers have been rampant. And don't you worry, word is getting through about the scoreline from Rugby Park, and the Rangers players will be able to tell from the reaction of the supporters exactly what's happening. Played in by Michael Moles to Ronald de Boer, back for Canisia, and Lee Bullen passes the ball away to safety and gets it back from Deere. Alec McLeish was saying pre-match, no one will need to tell me the scoreline, I'll know exactly from the support. It's 3-1 Rangers against Dunfermline. It's 2-0 Celtic at Rugby Park. Let's join Paul Mitchell.
Edge of the seat stuff. They're still level in goal difference. Rangers, though, now with a 2-goal advantage in terms of goals scored. But in goal difference, which comes before goals scored, they're still level. 3-1 Rangers, 2-0 Celtic. What a first half. We're trying to watch both matches, fellas. Gordon, advantage Rangers, I suppose, but not much in it.
Not really. I mean, because Celtic, it must have been a tremendous boost from being 2-0 up at Rugby Park. As I say, it's traditionally been a place where it's been hard for them to get points. Rangers are playing well and Celtic are playing well. I'm watching both games actually, and I say both sides are really up for it. They're both going full hell for leather to try and get the goals, and they're dominating their games as well. So none of the two of them, you think that there's more goals to come. As it stands at the moment, I think Celtic, if Celtic were to score now, they go to the top of the league at this stage. So they become the team in front. So it's so close, it's unbelievable. Both sides have done well.
Yeah, I think it's probably fair to say, Walter, Rangers have had more clear-cut chances than Celtic have, haven't they?
Yeah, they've had about, including the goals, they've had about half a dozen good chances in the game. They started tremendously well, and they've kept up a good level of play. Dunfermline getting a goal on a breakaway, but Rangers have played well over the period, and as I say, have had clear-cut chances that obviously at the end of the game they'll be hoping they don't rue the misses.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the highlights of the first half at Rugby Park then, Craig. You've been keeping an eye very closely on the first 45 minutes at Ibrox, and just as against Kilmarnock a couple of weeks ago, Rangers got off to the dream start, Walter, didn't they?
Yeah, it's good build-up right away, show their intent right away by playing the ball forward. Canija, good ball through the balls, he digs it out from under his feet there, in off the post, and gives Rangers a perfect start. First minute of the game, we watch here, played through, and then Canija outside of the foot, and Moles, good turn, and he gets a little bit of break off the post and puts it in.
And that was after just a couple of minutes play. I remember in that match against Kilmarnock, the Rangers went on to win 4-0. Ronald de Boer missed an absolute sitter. He did it again today, actually, didn't he?
Yes, ball out to Canija here again. Good work from him. Good cross. If we look at him coming in, de Boer will wonder how he's ever managed to miss that one. It's straight at him. It's not as if anybody's near him at all, and the ball's passed. And then Dunfermline had a good bit of possession as the game settled. Ball across here. Craig Brewster brings it down. Jason Dare, a terrific strike to put them 1-1. And it was a terrific goal because they had a good number of passes prior to that, and it was the first time they had done anything in the game. He's met the ball perfectly there. 1-1. Again, Rangers piling on the pressure here. Fernando Rickson, terrific challenge, breaks to Canija, and a lovely side foot finish there. And Fernando Rickson had to work very hard for that one. Showed his intent, good challenge, and good finish by Canija there. Very cool under a little bit of pressure. Down. He passes it through into the net. And good finish. Here we have Aberladze coming through again to Moles, down. And good stay by Derek Steyer there. They are a good 1-2 inside the box. Again, Moles. Yeah, he's with a couple. And a great cross here by Amoruso. He worked very hard for that out in the wing. And he's got it back in across there. Aberladze across the defender. And smashing header in past there. And to put Rangers up. And as I say, Lorenzo had to, worked very hard to get that one for a cross. Not an accustomed position for him outside.
It wasn't. He did two defenders, Rickson and Amoruso, making the second and third goals. And Alex McLeish's formation with throwing all his strikers on, Gordon, and they've all paid him off with a goal. Moles, Canija and Aberladze.
They have, yeah, and he's got Ronald de Boer playing slightly behind. He's been instrumental in an awful lot, and he's created other openings as well that his teammates have missed. But it's an amazing game. I think that goal was a major blow to Rangers, losing that goal, because it was the best bit of play Dunfermline had, probably the only real chance they created in the first half. But I have to say that, you know, watching the Celtic game as well, just looking at both games, I think both sides will score more goals. I just can't see them sitting on those results. And as I say, it could go back and forward again, because already, as I said, even at this situation we're in now, Celtic, if Celtic score the next goal, they become the team who are actually sitting on top of the league. So it's that close.
Yeah, and keeping an eye on both matches, they follow a very similar pattern. It's all pressure from the Old Firm, and there could well be more goals in it. Let's not forget there is one other Bank of Scotland SPL match today, of course. The other two teams in the top 6. No goals though at Tynecastle. Hearts 0, Dundee 0. So we're 45 minutes away, very possibly, from the final resolution of this remarkable league run-in. The SPL trophy is currently at Hampden. They will decide very late exactly where they are going to take it. In fact, I think we can just see it at the moment. It's still there at the moment. And there's Howard and Angela from the Bank of Scotland commercials. Will it be the green and white ribbons or the red, white and blue ones? They'll decide a little bit later on before they have to take the trophy to the relevant stadium. All right, let's get back to Rugby Park then for BBC Two viewers to enjoy the second half of Kilmarnock Celtic. In the meantime, for those of us on BBC One, we'll obviously keep you up to date with everything that's happening down in Ayrshire, but we're at Ibrox for the second half of Rangers Dunfermline. Let's go back to Robin Sandy.
Thanks, Diggy. Started the first half broadcast by going through the current placings. Well, let me update you. Played 37.5, 130, drawn 4, lost 3, goal difference of 70 apiece, Rangers and Celtic. And as we were at the start, the only difference between these two is goals scored 98 to 96, and all around the ground you see supporters, transistors, they're still called transistors, locked into Radio Scotland, obviously, to find out what's going on at Rugby Park. And you know immediately, because the little murmur becomes a flood around the ground as the information passes on, Sandy.
Yeah, it's so exciting, isn't it? The first half, certainly here, we haven't seen too much of Rugby Park, but it's been marvellous. It's been a great atmosphere, there's been lots of good football played. In the second half, if Rangers or Celtic, whoever's going to earn this championship trophy, because they will have to earn it in the next 45 minutes, they're going to have to score more goals, and you feel that there will be more goals both at Rugby Park and here. And it's back to where we started, it's whoever can score the most on the day.
I'm just concerned about Chick being able to cope with all this excitement.
Oh, I'm used to excitement, Rob. I grind with you quite a lot. But let me tell you an interesting little thing that I've noticed at half-time at Ibrox. They've had the sprinklers on the park, obviously, to make the surface greasy, to encourage any more goals in Rangers' favour. And that's, I don't think I've ever recalled seeing that at half-time, the sprinklers going on and the pitch getting watered.
And you saw there the Rangers chairman, John McClelland, sitting in the director's box. And what a fillip it would be for he and the Rangers board were his team to land the title. And of course, Rangers' next game is the Tennant Scottish Cup final. So Rangers a game and a half away from the treble.
It's been a marvellous first year for Alec McLeish. Yeah, I've got to say, I've been really impressed with Big Alex since he came to Ibrox. The cat started his career here very well, but certainly was struggling a bit towards the end. But Big Alex took up the reins, and you've got to remember as well, virtually no money to spend, and that makes his achievement even more better.
Here come the players, about to emerge out of the Ibrox tunnel for the second half, as Rangers go in hunt of more goals. Dunfermline will try to resist, but it's not easy against a Rangers team with a whiff of the title in their nostrils. Remind ourselves of the teams. Claudio Caniggia, the only significant change to the Rangers side, with both Stephen Hughes and Peter Lovenkrantz injured, and Caniggia's inclusion has been well worthwhile. Let's have a look at the Dunfermline side, and Gary Dempsey will start the second half as a replacement for David Gronda. Jimmy Calderwood will have aimed a few choice words in the direction of the Dunfermline players, but they may have given the ball away and been a little bit untidy from time to time. But they've not been done badly, Sandy.
No, the goal they scored was a first-class goal. Good move down the right-hand side and a great finish from Jason Dare. And they managed to hold on to the ball fairly well for decent spells in the match. But really, you can't see them really troubling the Rangers back four too much, especially the way they're playing now with Craig Brewster playing up front on his own.
Gary Dempsey scored with his first touch on the first day of the season against Celtic. And he's an Irish under-21 international. And Dunfermline will hope to get more from him next season. "45 minutes away from a title party. That's the hope of Alec McLeish. But there's work to be done. Second half underway. Rangers 3-1 ahead. And don't forget that on BBC One Scotland you'll miss nothing either of what's happening down the road at Rugby Park. 2-0 there so far for Celtic, with Chris Sutton's 18th and 19th goals of the season.
I'm just thinking, Rob, as well, how important the substitutes could be today. The Rangers players especially are working so hard to try and get goals, eventually become tired.
Neil McCann is on for Rangers as a substitute, and that was McCann almost immediately creating another goal.
Claudia Caniggia is the one that's off.
Caniggia off, McCann on, and Rangers sneaked that one through.
I think that was tactical.
Richard to Moles. Arteta to Rickson. Now Arveladze, who's switched over to the right-hand side with McCann down the left. Rangers looking to get more of a supply in from the left-hand side. And that's aimed from Amoruso at McCann again. And putting the pressure on Lee Bullen and winning the first corner of the second half.
Great pace from Neil McCann. It's a different problem now that Lee Bullen's got in the right-back position. Neil McCann is so quick, and when he gets there, his delivery is normally so good.
Minute and a half into the second half, McCann's corner, Bullen's header, and Arteta's shot flies too high. Jake's normally very quick to let us know about substitutions.
Well, Neil McCann, the invisible man, he came on at half-time. The fourth official, I don't think, was informed properly. Dougie Smith, he looked amazed, as you sounded in your commentary when McCann get the ball. I think the Rangers bench have apologised. Dougie Smith turned round to them. It was Caniggia who's come off. He's now making his way into the bench. As Sandy spotted, but no official confirmation. And Dougie Smith, the fourth official, is astonished as the rest of us.
My office tomorrow morning, okay?
Okay.
That's for De Boer. Gary Dempsey's first involvement. Amoruso. Barry Ferguson looking to get his hands on the trophy before the afternoon is out. A calm beginning to the second half, relatively speaking, because it was a frantic start to the first half.
I think it's difficult for Rangers, Rob. The Dunfermline have got 9 players behind the ball, 5 across the back, 4 across the middle. Not a lot of space to play in.
Michael Moles peeled away from Scott Wilson, and the Dunfermline defender from that point onwards was always struggling, and he hacked Moles to the ground, and he's conceded a free kick just a few yards outside the penalty box.
It's a late tackle from Scott Wilson there, but Michael Moles does that so well. Collects the ball, just a little change of direction, and it's so hard to defend.
Scott Wilson escapes without a yellow card. He's had 11 already this season. Derek Stilley has produced a couple of good stops so far. They're beaten 3 times already. Amoruso with the free kick. Well struck. Good positioning from Derek Stilley. That made the save fairly straightforward.
It's a short run up from Amoruso. Gets on target, decent pace on the ball. But the goalkeeper getting his wall right, getting his angles right. Stevie Crawford, Lee Bullen, Gus McPherson. It's Gary Dempsey.
Russo's up and under. Deals with it himself. Dempsey knocked over by McCann. Dunfermline free kick.
I'm just looking at the Dunfermline formation. Dempsey's going to play wide on the right hand side now. And Jason Dare's moved across to the left hand side with Grundon going off.
Bullen's free kick. Brewster's header. In goes Jason Dare. Russo was stretching to get that away. Arteta. De Boer. Avalanza back to Rickson. Dunfermline working hard, but they look to keep up that work rate. If they're not to suffer a heavy defeat here. Foul by McGroarty on Avalanza there. Michael Moles wins so many free kicks because his touch and control and hold-up abilities are so good.
That one's through determination. Actually, he'd lost the ball but fought hard to win it back.
Gus McPherson got it the second time. His first touch wasn't so sure. He'll be assistant manager at St Mirren next season. Arthur Newman. De Boer couldn't get on the end of the pass. Stevie Crawford back at the edge of his own penalty area to clear. Tells a story. Craig Moore. Useful for Ronald De Boer. Still De Boer! Wide! Great effort.
That's a chance. Great ball from Craig Moore. Ronald De Boer again. He finds so much space inside the box. Gets the break there. It's a little ricochet. He didn't realise that actually more time than he had there. Snatched at it towards the end. But great movement, great pace. Just here, if he just delays half a second, I'm sure we get more on the ball.
Well, 6.5 second half minutes played and we haven't had a goal. McPherson back to Stilly. Good work from Wilson. And McGroarty. That's well won by Arteta as Jason Dare dwelled on the ball. And his manager wasn't too pleased, let me tell you. At times, there's not much Dunfermline have been able to do about it. Rangers with the bulk of the possession, as you'd expect. And they want goals. Avalanza to Rickson. Into the feet of De Boer, good step over. Moles has it. Now Ferguson. Arthur Newman. Neil McCann, the second half substitute. Good cross for De Boer, through to Moles.
Handball.
Free kick against, I think, Michael Moles.
He was unlucky, Moles.
McCann's flick, finds De Boer. Chance for Neil McCann to use his pace. There's a look in the middle. Michael Moles waiting. Gus McPherson positioned himself well.
Good defender from Gus McPherson, but I can't help feel Neil McCann could drive in towards goal here. He's got beyond the defenders. Moles can't really get there in time.
Neil McCann was going to take the corner, but De Boer issued instructions. It's De Boer's delivery and it's too strong. But as we know, Mauricio doesn't give those up. Good turn. Not a bad ball in. It was almost a carbon copy of what he did in the first half to create Rangers' third goal.
Good determination again. It's a poor corner from Ronald De Boer. Too much on the ball, nobody in that area. Mauricio does well here. Little shimmy, but just can't keep it in the park.
Brewster's header down from Dare. No free kick. Ferguson to Arteta. Celtic have a penalty, we hear, at Rugby Park, so a chance to go 3-0 ahead. If they score, they will be in pole position. Rickson to Avalanche. I think Alan Thompson's going to take the kick at Rugby Park. And we'll let you know immediately we have the outcome. I think we'll know soon enough. It might go very quiet around here. Rickson's throw. McPherson's header. Straight back to Fernando Rickson. Rickson's cross, and a throw off ahead of Scott Wilson on its way behind. Corner kick, and Celtic have a third goal, and Celtic are in pole position. 3-0 Celtic at Rugby Park, 3-1 Rangers at Ibrox. That pendulum has swung again. In from Neil McCann, terrific corner, whipped in at pace under the crossbar, same again.
That's a great ball from Neil McCann.
Neil McCann's delivery again, Amoruso flung himself at it, Craig Moore chasing. Now with Newman. We'll show you that goal when we've got a chance from Rugby Park. Rickson launches it into the area for Amoruso, who'd stayed up. Wilson powered it clear, that was McPherson, but his header goes straight to Ferguson. Craig Moore, Mikel Arteta. Now Neil McCann, that's what that goal from Alan Thompson has done to the state of the parties. Hope you're following this, it's not easy. Goal difference is ahead of goals scored, and how this has all worked out. That's why that Celtic goal has put Celtic in the leading role. And word has got around here, don't worry about that. Good play from De Boer, forces the corner, turned behind by Bullen as we look at the Alan Thompson penalty, which has put Celtic 3-0 up at Rugby Park. 2 for Sutton, 1 for Thompson, 3-0 Celtic. McCann's corner, lands at the feet of Amoruso, now Avalanche! The shot was blocked by Chris McGroarty, Rangers scream for the penalty, and Stuart Dougal points towards the corner flag.
Stuart Dougal, his first look was towards the assistant referee on the near side. It's a good ball in, raised down Amoruso. Avalanche hits it well. I'm not quite sure where that hits him, to be honest with you. So close to the player.
McCann's corner. Craig Moore leapt high, but so did Lee Bullen. Flipped it away from Moore. It's a corner kick on the other side. We'll maybe have a look at another angle of that incident just once this is finished with, to see how strong that claim was for the penalty. Neil McCann tries again. Amoruso hits the deck. Moore missed the shot. And Scott Wilson thumped it clear.
Lorenzo Amoruso's not happy with that incident at all. He feels he was brought down.
Never a dull moment, but let's decide on this.
It's in his hand, there's no question about that. Whether his hand's across the front of his body, I'm not too sure. Avalanche connects well. Yeah, that's a penalty.
Ronald de Boer back to Fernando Rickson, and a feeling of injustice among the Rangers players. They were quickly around Stuart Dougal. There was a big reaction when that happened, and you got the feeling at the time that it was a strong claim, and I think that rerun bears it out. We'll have another look at it in a second to see if it's another angle tells us anything more. That's a back pass from Gus McPherson. It was picked up by Derek Stilley, and Gus McPherson then pushed Stuart Dougal, and McPherson is in big bother here. Rangers trying to get the ball back from the goalkeeper, but there's trouble brewing here for Gus McPherson.
He just simply hasn't got a complaint, Rob. It was a pass back. I think it took a deflection on the way back to the goalkeeper, but it was deliberately passed back towards him. And when that happens, the goalkeeper can't pick it up.
So Rangers now have the chance to get themselves back in front after this controversial incident, but Gus McPherson surely could have no complaints. He passed it back, it took a deflection, Eric Stilley picked it up.
Yeah, it did hit a Rangers player, but you know, it's accidental, it's hitting awful, and you've got to class that as a pass back.
I think Gus McPherson's been yellow carded, and you'd be surprised if not, maybe lucky not to see red there. Can Rangers score their fourth goal?
Stuart Douglas haven't earned his money there today. So many volleys inside that, on the goal line, almost inside the goal net. But remember, it's indirect, it can't go straight in, it's got to hit a player or a touch and then a hit.
There's going to be one incredible charge towards the ball here.
There's a theory, Rob, where he just actually hit it towards the goal anyway, it'll hit somebody.
Amoruso! Well, the one thing you don't want to do in that sort of situation is fail to hit the target.
You've got to hit the target, you've got to hit a body in there. He's leaning back as he hits it. That's what takes the ball way over the crossbar.
You can only imagine Alec McLeish will be absolutely furious there as Amoruso blazes it over the top. Anyone else, and there was a chance of it either going in or being deflected in. The one thing you didn't want to do was miss the target completely. Chick.
Yeah, well, you can imagine his reaction, and he would tell you, but Rangers are going to make a change, Rob. I think Stevie Thompson is going to be introduced up front. There's a little powwow at the moment, the backhand fighters and Andy Watson, but I think Stevie Thompson, yeah, will be coming on for Rangers. And I can tell you who's coming off, it's Michael Malls.
Malls off, Thompson on in a matter of minutes. Neil McCann on the ball. Took a deflection on its way in. Ronald de Boer tried to connect with the diving header. And what a good challenge that was from Gary Mason.
It's a great challenge, so important. Gary Mason playing a strange position today for him.
McCann with the corner. Craig Moore tried to win the header. Back it goes to the Rangers substitute. Back onto his right foot. And now with Newman. Arthur Newman's cross, but Michael Malls was on the ground. Malls feeling the small of his back. And that's it for Malls. Scored the first goal. 14 goals for the season. He's off. And Stephen Thompson on as Rangers try a different approach.
Michael Malls has played well today, he's done his bit, he scored the goal, he's worked really hard, he looks tired now. Stephen Thompson gives him a variation, more of a target man type, try to ruffle up the defenders.
In from McCann, Wilson headed it away, now Ferguson, back to Neil McCann. Avalanza nodded back the cross, and Gus McPherson did well. Did well to clear it, but it was straight at Rickson. Poor ball in from Rickson, and the Rangers fans didn't fancy it one little bit. Brewster to Crawford. Dempsey sprinting through the middle. Lee Bullen plays it in. Jason Dare is there. Craig Brewster! Wonder save from Stefan Kloss. And you just wonder if that, in the final reckoning, could be a title-winning save. Curled it with his left foot to Brewster. It was heading in, and wonderful goalkeeping, not for the first time this season, by the outstanding Stefan Kloss.
It's a free kick. Gary Mason and Neil McCann that time. But great break from Dunfermline, culminating in the Brewster shot. Stefan Kloss again, having to keep his concentration.
3-0 Celtic at Rugby Park, 3-1 Rangers at Ibrox. Celtic have the edge. Rangers look to score. McCann's delivery! De Boer's header! 4-1 Rangers!
That's a magnificent header. What a ball from Neil McCann. Ronald de Boer does that so often. It's not by accident, it's just great play. It's a marvellous ball in, asking to get attacked, and you won't find any better striking than that.
Ronald de Boer's 20th goal of the season. It's 4-1 to Celtic's 3-0 on this dramatic final day. If you're not on the edge of your seat, you should be.
It's unbelievable. It's absolutely brilliant. Tremendous atmosphere here. I'm sure it's the same at Rugby Park.
So that means the goal difference is again identical at 71. Rangers have scored 2 goals more. 99, just one short of a century of Premier League goals. And what sort of reaction will there be if Rangers do hit the 100? I think the fans might hit the roof. And as that goal went in, we hear Henrik Larsson hit the post at Rugby Park, so Celtic so close to getting their 4th goal. This was the moment, off the inside of the post, agonising for Larsson, within a couple of inches of his 45th goal of the season. And at that instant, Ronald de Boer was rattling a header past Derek Stilley for Rangers' 4th goal here. That's entertainment.
It's incredible. This game here, when we're watching, Rangers have to keep going.
And on Radio Scotland, in either ear, the message is the same. It's close. So close.
Can go back to that save from Stefan Kloss as well a few minutes ago, Rob. How vital can that be now?
Shot at Avalanza against Chris McGrorty. And Fernando Rickson. Rangers have now scored 16 league goals against Dunfermline in 4 games this season. McCann turns away from Mason, gets to the byline, and Stephen Thompson scores Rangers' 100th league goal of the season. It's the 5th against Dunfermline, and it might be the goal that points Rangers towards the championship.
It's a brilliant piece of play from Neil McCann down the left-hand side. That man there, Stephen Thompson, he'll get the glory of sticking it in the back of the net. But watch this, he cut across the defender, hard and low, so hard to defend against. He gets the break, no question about that. But you've got to be there, got to be attacking it. But don't underestimate Neil McCann here. Great ball in.
Yeah, it was Lee Bullen who tried to clear it Sunday, and Lee Bullen played it off Stephen Thompson into the back of the net. Rangers weren't really bothered about how it went in, and Alec McLeish celebrates a 5th Rangers goal. Dunfermline are going to make a change. It will be Scott Walker coming on, Gus McPherson heading off. It's an incredible noise at Ibrox. 100 Premier League goals for Rangers, 97 to Celtic, and Rangers' goal difference is 1 better as well. How will Celtic respond at Rugby Park? We just saw Henrik Larsson hitting the post, and everything matters. Shots against the post, saves like the one we saw from Stefan Kloss. Rickson's throw came off Wilson's head. Desperation from Dempsey to try to get the ball away. He failed. Newman's cross. Scott Wilson had to put it behind because Stephen Thompson was loitering behind him.
It's just constant pressure now from Rangers. They get down both sides, right-hand side, left-hand side. That man there, Stephen Thompson, he will make a difference, all because his presence in the air. And I'm sure the balls will keep flooding towards us, still in the Dunfermline goal.
McCann plays in the corner. Stilley was stretching to palm the ball away. Arteta against McGrorty. Arteta teasing and tormenting, and plays it in for Stephen Thompson, and the header drops just wide.
That can only be inches past the post. Good play from Mikel Arteta. Buys a bit of time, eventually plays it in. Thompson does really well to get up so high, just can't get it on target.
Well, Thompson didn't score there, but he did score here. Set up by McCann's cutback. In off Thompson. 5-1 Rangers. Stephen Thompson's second goal for Rangers. He started only once.
Alan McLeish there talking to Barry Ferguson. I just wonder what the instruction will be. They've got to keep going for me. They can't take the chance that Celtic won't score any more goals. I think they have to keep flooding forward.
Chick knows what was said there, I think.
There was a message to pass on to Mikel Arteta. He feels that Arteta's getting forward too much, just abandoning the midfield. Alan McLeish knows exactly the score at Rugby Park. He wants to hold it in the midfield, not get forward with too much abandon. They've got a grip of the championship, and it was a message from Ferguson to Arteta. Basically the old one, just keep your shape.
Never fails, that one. 70 minutes gone at Ibrox. 5-1. 3-0 Celtic at Rugby Park. Neil McCann has done a lot of good work since coming on. He's done exactly what Ali McLeish wanted him to do.
He's so quick down that left-hand side. They deliver into the boxes. There's 2 goals, both exceptional. I'm just looking at Dunfermline as well. Scott Walker's on with Russ McPherson, and he's going to try and pick up Stephen Thompson, try and combat him in the air.
Free kick. Given against the challenger Arteta.
I'm just looking at the clock, Rob. There's still 19 minutes to go.
Yeah. There could be a few throws and spills to come. That old pendulum might just be swinging again. It is a deafening din in Ibrox. And for a lot of the Rangers supporters, the party has begun already. But they may just have to delay it slightly. It's a good challenge from Mason on Rickson. Now De Boer, Rickson, Arveladze, given away, Nicholson, Crawford, Brewster, good touch. Gary Dempsey. Lee Bullen, so strong in the first half. He's being stretched in the second by Neil McCann, but for me, he hasn't been nominated for any of the Player of the Year trophies, but for me, Stefan Klos has been simply immense for Rangers this season, and this just about sums it up. The save from Craig Brewster, 2 hands solidly behind the shot, and if Rangers do win the title, a lot of credit has to go to him.
He's been great, he's been on his toes again there, but this is where, looking at Stefan Klos, Ronald De Boer was pulled back by Gary Mason.
And there's another man who's made a huge contribution to the Rangers season, 20 goals, and he's crafted quite a few as well. Celebration about to begin. Arteta's free kick, Thompson's header, that drops into the arms of Derek Stilley. Well, Derek Stilley's made a few good stops, but he's still been beaten 5 times. That tells you about the intensity of the pressure on the Dunfermline goal.
He's been a busy man, Derek Stilley. As you say, Rob, if you look at all 5 goals, didn't have much chance to save any.
Good running from Ronald De Boer, good timing on the run, it keeps him on sides when he's struggling to catch that, and he did well. That's all down to grit and determination from De Boer that Rangers have the corner.
He really shouldn't have caught that ball. He's not the quickest of players, but immense determination there to knock that ball across goal and win the corner.
McCann, he's done a lot of damage already. Arveladze was there. Amaruso can't keep the header down. That was a chance.
He's unlucky there, Amaruso. Really, he can't wait the ball dropping. He's got to attack it. Otherwise, the defender's going to clear it. He's up early. Gets to it first, but really can't go over the top of it to get it down on target.
Now, don't forget man of the match and all the excitement, if you could. We probably have, but 0900 10 200 25 is the number. Who's your man of the match from here? Sandy will decide, and Derek White will decide at Rugby Park who the top man was down there. 3-0 Celtic still, 5-1 Rangers. Rangers are just ahead. One ahead on goal difference as this title comes to the most incredible climax. 49,731 inside Ibrox, and just about everyone captivated by what's happening in front of them. Ferguson sprays a pass wide for Abeladze. Seemed to rear up off the pitch, which confused Stevie Crawford. Long shot at Abeladze. Nearly 75 minutes gone. Stephen Thompson giving it his all. Thompson, the Burr tries to pick up the pieces. Dunfermline hemmed in. McCann, Newman has a lot of space, he slides it through instead, and Shota Abeladze offside. Arthur Newman was a strong option there because he had so much room in the wide position.
You know, McCann had tons of time to look up and play the pass, decide where it was going to go to. I'm not sure if they're too nervous or not now. Certainly in pole position.
Tense, nervous, headache.
Pressure.
Those nails are bitten down to the quick. Jason Dare's cross. Amadousa's header. And don't forget, Dunfermline goal would change everything. Dare's cross flicked off Rickson's head, down from Brewster, and Barry Nicholson disappointed with himself, but he couldn't keep the half volley down.
They had time there, Barry Nicholson. The ball comes back to him, laid back to him here. He's got time to look up and hit the target, but got it all wrong.
It's going to be McGarty for McGroarty. Not easy to say, not easy to spell, but one youngster for another. Mark McGarty, the son of a Dunfermline hero of old.
McGarty's going to go and play right back, Rob. Reballing over to the left-hand side to play left back.
Rangers will feel as if they've almost got one hand on the trophy. Things can change, don't we know it? It's happened so often. The balance has been tilted so many times in this amazing title race, and you get the feeling, even with 13 minutes left here, it's not over till that fat lady or chick gets up to sing.
It's been a brilliant season. We've seen so many live games on the BBC. So exciting, lots of goals, especially the finale.
Our 53rd and 54th live matches of the season from BBC Scotland this Sunday afternoon, and number 55 will be this one at Hampden, the Tennent's Scottish Cup final next Saturday. Dundee against Rangers. Rangers could be shooting for the treble. Dundee will see it their way from 12:10. Rickson's throw. Wilson won the header. Wilson? I sound like Captain Munring at times when I say that, don't I? Amadousa charging forward alongside him, Arthur Newman, trying to get around the outside. Good run from Newman. Great ball in for De Boer. And desperate measures needed by Lee Bullen. Lovely ball in from Newman.
Great play again. Arthur Newman down the left-hand side. Marvellous ball in. Feldman. The Villa actually defended very well today.
Tonight, what's the time done for you? Ferguson. To Newman. Everyone wants the ball in this Rangers side. Looking for goal number 6. Neil McCann supplies the cross. Stephen Thompson won the header. Dangerous header from Stevie Crawford. Barry Ferguson's shot blocked. Nicholson to Brewster. Dunfermline trying to stem the tide. And now trying to start a counter-attack. Crawford having a look at what's on. High pass for Brewster. Always chasing as well. Flicks it on. Diving header away by Barry Ferguson. Wilson to Dare. Flicked on to Brewster. Jason Dare again. Wonderful challenge from Craig Moore. That's exactly why he's there. He does it so well.
That's a great interception from Craig Moore. Jason Dare was almost in the penalty spot. I'm sure he would have scored.
Defended well against Thompson, did Wilson. Gary Dempsey. Barry Nicholson. The state of the parties is like that. 94 points apiece, heading for 97. 1 goal in it in terms of difference, 3 goals in it in terms of goals scored. Rangers have their noses in front. Celtic pushing for more goals in Ayrshire. Rangers looking for another one here at Ibrox against under siege Dunfermline.
There could be more goals, Rob, because I tell you what, there's 2 sets of tired players out there now. Rangers have been continually taking the game to Dunfermline, and that takes a lot of energy. Dunfermline having to defend and run all over the place.
We hear Celtic have another penalty at Rugby Park. We'll give you the details shortly. So Celtic might be about to score again, but hold your horses. It hasn't happened yet, and in a few moments you'll see it. That game's on BBC 2 Scotland, of course, and BBC 1 Scotland, a bit of both. Majoring on Rangers against Dunfermline. Great turn from De Boer. Through for Thompson. Neil McCann. And Alan Thompson has missed his second penalty at Rugby Park, and just listen to the reaction at Ibrox. Thompson, who's done so much to point Celtic towards the UEFA Cup final and this title challenge, has blazed his effort over the top at Rugby Park. McCann's corner, De Boer's header on target, saved by Stilley.
Good corner kick again from Neil McCann. That man wrong, De Boer is in there again. He's been exceptional again today. So important for the class. Gets there first again, on target.
And close to the biggest roar of the afternoon at Ibrox. That reaction to an incident happening in Ayrshire, because Alan Thompson's missed penalty might just be the final twist in the tail. And Alec McLeish will be passing that information on to his players, and he won't be happy till another couple of goals have gone in to make things safe, to put things beyond Celtic. How much more passion and resistance is there from Celtic at Rugby Park? Can you remember a final day in the Championship like this? Oh, somebody can, he played in one.
I can.
Is that it?
Unfortunately, I'm just going to say that unfortunately someone has to be disappointed. It was that day. Celtic were the team with the trophy.
So much tension, and only the final whistle will bring a release. Ferguson, yellow carded. That won't bother him if he can pick up the trophy by the time we're finished at Ibrox. Lee Bullen, Scott Walker, Barry Nicholson, now Craig Brewster. Good turn, trying to prod it through for Nicholson. Amaruso read it well. Thompson's layoff to Arteta. Powers away from Scott Wilson. He was tripped by the Dunfermline defender, Well, he may have escaped the yellow card earlier. He won't escape that time, and that's his 12th booking of the season.
This is cynical, that's deliberate, Rob. Don't like to see that. Arteta showed great skill, pace to get beyond the big defender. Really just taking them out of the game. Fully deserved yellow.
Not much more than 5 minutes left of regulation time. Stilian Petrov has scored at Rugby Park. Celtic 4-0 ahead. We'll see it shortly. Thompson in possession. Now McCann. Neil McCann's cross balloons into the hands of Derek Stilley, and we can see how Celtic made it 4-0 at Rugby Park. And it was Stilian Petrov bursting into the penalty box, placing his shot wide of Gordon Marshall. It's 4-0 Celtic, it's 5-1 Rangers. It's so tight. Identical goal differences. Rangers have scored more goals. That's the only way you can put any daylight between Rangers and Celtic. There it is, 100 to 98. That's the crucial figure at the end. It's 72 to 72 in goal difference, and obviously both teams will be, by the end of the afternoon, on 97 points. You've watched every thrill and every spill on the BBC this season, and nothing has been more exciting or more tense or more gripping than this final day drama. Alec McLeish tries to calm his players, but Chick, good luck to him.
It's unbelievable, the tension down here. He's been out on the edge of that dugout throughout the second half. He knows exactly what's going on at Rugby Park, and he knows that another goal would probably be enough for Rangers at this time. He's encouraged them forward. He's thought about a substitution 2 or 3 times.
There's a dangerous pass from Lee Bullen that almost set up Arvelanta. 5-1 Rangers, 4-0 Celtic.
It's incredible. And the Rangers players that we were watching just now, they have to keep going. One more goal at Rugby Park, the trophy goes that way. If Rangers get it, it stays here.
Rangers have it back. Stevie Crawford lost it. Arteta to McCann. Ronald de Boer sprinting through the middle. Scott Walker back to Derek Stilley. It's Rangers' title at the moment, but another Celtic goal, and it swings the other way. Can Celtic summon one last effort at Rugby Park? Can Rangers find another goal here against Dunfermline? Arteta's pass finds its way through to McCann. Good cut out from Gary Mason, who was heading for de Boer. And loaded by Mark McGarty. Back with Rickson.
I'll tell you, Rob, I haven't seen the game at Rugby Park, I haven't seen Kilmarnock, but Dunfermline have worked really hard. No one can accuse the Dunfermline players of lying down, that's for certain.
3 minutes will be added, so we've got just over 5 minutes remaining at Ibrox. Rickson's throw. Thompson won the header. Back with Rickson. Reverse pass from McCann for Newman. Thompson! It stays out! So close to number 6. And that would have sealed it for Rangers, maybe.
Stephen Thompson can't believe it. They're so well to get there. It's off the junction in the post and the crossbar, and how often does that type of situation end up with the ball in the back of the net? Still, he was well beaten.
And the Rangers fans were looking for the rustling of the net. It didn't happen. Thompson's been a big problem, big threat to Dunfermline since he came on. Scored once, Nearly scored twice. Still 5-1. Ronald de Boer tried to turn that back to Arthur Newman. Craig Brewster. Never has Craig Brewster worked harder than he's worked here. Dunfermline have a good break on. Up goes Stevie Crawford, up went Rickson and Moore together. A little bit nervy, the Rangers defending there. Amaruso down the line for Neil McCann. That's good work from Derek Stilley. Had to be quick.
That's great play from the goalkeeper, playing the sweeper role there. Neil McCann's so fast, he stayed on side. He's made a difference second half.
Nearly 90 minutes up at Ibrox. 3 minutes to be added here. 5-1 Rangers, 4-0 Celtic. Identical goal difference between the Old Firm pair. Rangers in front on goals scored, having totaled 100 Premier League goals in the course of this sensational Sunday afternoon. Dunfermline have lost it. Stephen Thompson meanders his way through. Stephen Thompson's shot. Derek Stilley's save. And again.
Free kick.
It's a free kick. Stuart Dougal ruling that that was taken out of the hands of the goalkeeper by Neil McCann. And I think he's right.
Well, the goalkeeper looked to have it. Stephen Thompson does really well here, driving forward. Works onto his left foot, his stronger foot. It's a half-decent shot. There's a chance for McCann to get there. I think the referee was right. Stilley had it both hands. Yeah, he's got it there by the time Neil McCann makes contact.
Credit to the referee, not a phrase you often hear.
He's had a good game, Stuart Dougal.
91 minutes. Now if Dunfermline were to score, there's another story. Bullen. Dare. Brewster. Barry Nicholson darting through. Amaruso escorts it back to Stefan Klos. Newman summoning up every ounce of energy to get forward in these closing minutes. McCann gets it back from De Boer. Neil McCann.
It's a penalty.
It's a penalty against Mark McGarty. And Rangers could close this out with a late penalty. Thompson missed his at Rugby Park. Can Rangers make it count? Remember, they've missed 3 in the last few weeks.
It's a great move though from Rangers to win the penalty kick. Neil McCann, so impressive second half. His pace has been unbelievable, and I wonder who'll take it. He's the captain. You've got Ronald de Boer as well, talking to Alan McLeish in this moment. Mikel Arteta's round about the ball as well.
Arteta, it was, who scored at Dens Park after Barry Ferguson had missed twice in the same game. And it's he who offers himself to take all the pressure on his young shoulders. Mikel Arteta, in his first season at Rangers, could clinch the title for his team.
Ronald de Boer can't look. He's right in front of Alan McLeish. He can't look at the penalty.
Ronald de Boer will wait for the reaction from the crowd to tell him what's happened here. This could be the championship winning goal if Mikel Arteta can hold his nerve. He can! Rangers 6, Dunfermline 1, and the championship appears to be Rangers.
A perfect penalty kick, lots of guts from Arteta to take it in the first place, but that's composure. He makes his mind up, he's got pace in the ball, there's power on it, and it's right in the corner, giving the goalkeeper no chance, and he looks fairly happy.
He held his nerve at Dens Park, he held his nerve here at Ibrox to score his 5th goal of the season. And never has there been a more valuable goal for Rangers than that one. 6-1 Rangers, 4-0 Celtic, and there's the man of the match.
Yes, Ronald de Boer's my man of the match, so it's been a fabulous performance from Rangers to score 6 goals against anyone, but he's been special again. So determined, so much quality. He's my backer Scotland man of the match.
Rangers hope they've won the title. It's been such a nail-biting climax to the championship campaign that they won't want to launch into full celebration mode until they know the final score from Rugby Park. It's 4-0 Celtic, 6-1 Rangers here against Dunfermline. If the scorelines stay that way, Rangers have the title. There's tension written all over the face of Martin O'Neill. Johan Mjalby tries to grab the ball back. Celtic looking to salvage the situation, but the final whistle goes at Rugby Park. Rangers have won their 50th title. In his 80th game as Rangers manager, Alec McLeish has a championship to celebrate. Never will you see a more amazing end to a title run-in than this. The pendulum has swung back and forth. Celtic with heads and hands at Rugby Park. The tears will flow here at Ibrox. It's all smiles because Rangers have won the title, and Alec McLeish has landed his 4th trophy in 18 months, and he could make it 5 next weekend with the Tennent's Scottish Cup. The pendulum has constantly swung back and fro between Rangers and Celtic. Finally, it rests at Ibrox, and Mikel Arteta's penalty sealed it. Rangers have won the league, but it would be difficult to describe Celtic as losers.
That's right, it's been 2 fantastic teams, a marvellous effort from both squads of players right from the start of the season. But I did tip Rangers at the start of the season to win the league. Under Alec McLeish, they've been immense, and that big man there, I watched him when the final whistle came through from Rugby Park, and he was so happy, and I'm pleased for him. He's a marvellous manager, and he's done incredibly well in his short spell at Rangers so far.
Well, it's heartbreak times 2 for those Celtic supporters and players, losing the UEFA Cup in midweek, losing the title the following Sunday. And look at the contrast in the expressions. At Ibrox, it's hugs and cheers, and what a job Alec McLeish has done. It's not his team, these are the players he inherited from Dick Advocaat, but what a performance he's got out of his squad. It's total transformation, it's total jubilation at Ibrox. Rangers have won the championship, and Celtic's domination since Martin O'Neill took control has been ended here at Ibrox, and with that result at Rugby Park as well. A game here of such significance, and Rugby Park was rather important too. Let's hear from Ronald de Boer.
Ronald, congratulations, first of all, man of the match, or first of all, being champions. That was unbelievable drama out there, was it not?
I think for the viewers at home, they must be going mentally crazy. Even, of course, the last penalty, you knew you had to make it, and you know the story behind the penalties, so unbelievable, what an ending.
I saw you, I watched you, you couldn't watch the penalty get taken.
No, normally if I don't watch it goes in, so I'm not superstitious, by the way.
Were you worried that first of all, you full knowledge of what was happening at Rugby Park?
Yeah, but then at the last 6 minutes, I felt that we needed 1 goal more. But you saw the tiredness in our team. We couldn't press a little bit. All second balls were for them, so we struggled. And at the end, the penalty, so unbelievable. I feel sorry for Celtic because they fought hard for it, and but at the end, I think we also deserved it.
That afternoon just seemed to fly by. I have difficult remembering how the goals came, how the goals were scored. Did you feel like that yourself?
Yeah, I don't know. It went so quickly, everything, and I think we didn't play really well. And suddenly we had a spell of 2 goals quickly, and then a bad after that again. But at the end, 6-0 is a good result, of course.
Absolutely. Ronnie, I think I've spent the whole season giving you champagne. Yeah. I'm sure these bottles will be open tonight. Thank you, Scotland, man, for that champagne. Well done again. Cheers, Ronnie.
Thanks very much.
Well, you saw the trophy arriving outside Ibrox. It started off the afternoon at Hampden, and Premier League officials weren't too sure whether they would be going to Rugby Park or whether they would be coming here to Ibrox, and that certainty has not grown much in the course of the afternoon. They haven't really known from one moment to another whether it was going to be Rangers or whether it was going to be Celtic. Finally, it's Rangers who've clinched the championship, and that trophy at the moment will be carried through the corridors of Ibrox and shortly out onto the pitch, and these Rangers supporters will greet the 50th title triumph by their team. And it's a remarkable success for Alec McLeish when you consider that the spending days have gone as Rangers manager. He's had to produce from the players already on the staff. He's had some talent, obviously, in players like Ferguson and De Boer and Kloss, but he's had to squeeze a little bit more out of some of the others who maybe weren't delivering value for money previously. But how he's brought them all together, and it's all ended in this party atmosphere at Ibrox as Rangers have won the league title on goal difference. It couldn't have been much tighter. It couldn't have been more tense right throughout this Sunday afternoon. I've certainly never known anything quite like it. And this is as much an outpouring of relief from the Rangers fans as it is pure delight that their team have come out on top. 38 games apiece, Rangers and Celtic, and in the end it's come down to goal difference.
It's been incredible. It really has. I mean, we're talking about Alec McLeish there. You're right, it hasn't spent any money of any significance. But the one thing he has done, he's bonded this squad together. I think my man in the match today, Ronald De Boer, that's probably the one that sums it up for me more than anyone else. He certainly wasn't playing too well when Alec came at first. I know he had one or two injuries, but he's developed and he's not developed into. He's become the player he was before he came to Ibrox under McLeish, and you've got to give Big Alec credit for getting the very, very best out of the Dutch internationalists. But as a team effort, it takes every single player in your squad to contribute if you're going to win a league. The Rangers and Celtic pushed each other all the way for so long. The Celtic got the result here a few weeks back. The pendulum maybe went back towards them, but Rangers took up the gauntlet, and well, today's all the icing on the cake.
And there's the silver lining to the Rangers season. For the second time, the CIS Cup is already theirs. They hope the Tennant Scottish Cup might be theirs next weekend, but this is the biggest prize of them all. This is no sprint, this is a marathon. And if you win the league championship, you know you've done your job right throughout the season, and Rangers have had to be at their best, have ensured that. It's been the most captivating confrontation between these most fierce of rivals. Rangers 6, Dunfermline 1. The scoreline tells the story. Michael Moles, Claudio Caniggia, Jota Arveladze, Ronald De Boer, Stephen Thompson, and Mikel Arteta's penalty right at the end. That's not the real trophy, by the way. That's one he made earlier. And at Rugby Park, Chris Sutton scored twice. Alan Thompson with a penalty, and Alan Thompson with a crucial missed penalty as well before Stilian Petrov scored Celtic's score. And there will be all sorts of incriminations and reflections on what happened here and what happened there, but neither of these teams was ever going to be described as a failure. Both have done their job, both finish on 97 points. Rangers have won it by the closest of margins. What an afternoon.
I think, Rob, when you look back at the game here as well, Dunfermline didn't play badly. They did work so hard right at the start of the game, but they were eventually pummeled into defeat.
That's the scoreline, which confirms that it's Rangers who have won the Bank of Scotland Premier League Championship. You could not script this final day drama. I was at Dens Park in 1986, I was at Ibrox in 1991. Those were both incredibly tight finishes, but there has never been anything quite like this. There is the trophy. This will be the presentation the Rangers fans wanted. Let's go back to Rob McLean.
Thanks, Dougie. It all started with dropped points at Kilmarnock. It certainly didn't look at that stage as if the season would end in glory. But how Rangers have performed since then. And ironically enough, it's all ended at Kilmarnock for Celtic this season. But they surely couldn't have done more than to win by 4-0 against a team who performed so well this season. And it took 6 goals from Rangers here against Dunfermline to ensure that the title would end up at Ibrox. It will be the sweetest of moments when Barry Ferguson steps out to receive the Bank of Scotland Premier League trophy. At one point, Rangers were 11 points clear of Celtic. That was largely down to games in hand, with Celtic doing so well in European competition. But in reality, there's never really been too much between them. Celtic rallied in the last month or so and closed the gap completely. And finally, it all came down to this. Two games and the two results were going to decide who would be champions and who would be losers. But how can you really describe Celtic as losers when they've given so much? Sensational season for them, reaching the final of the UEFA Cup. But it may well be that now Rangers go on to claim the treble. Jim Duffy's Dundee will have something to say about that next weekend. But that trophy will shortly be sitting alongside the CIS Cup in the Ibrox trophy room. And then it's all down to Hampden Park next Saturday afternoon. There were lots of questions about this Rangers team. Did they have a goal poacher? Could they score often enough to get the nod over Celtic? Did they have the bottle? They certainly had the talent, we always knew that. But could they tough it out head-to-head with Celtic in the title running? They've come up with the answer.
They have all the things you say, Rob. The bottle was certainly there. And we talk about not having a proven goal scorer. They've actually scored more goals than Celtic over the league campaign. So that certainly answers that one. They're a different type of team. Celtic are strong, powerful, score from lots of set pieces with the big guys they have. But Rangers pass the ball through in the middle of the park. They pass it so well, create so many opportunities and score goals because of that.
A world record 50th league championship for Rangers. And never could it have come in more dramatic circumstances. It may well be an Ibrox farewell for Lorenzo Amoruso. The clever money is on Amoruso playing for Blackburn Rovers in the English Premiership next season. But for now, all that is on the back burner. Championship winners' medal for Lorenzo Amoruso. Neil McCann had a big influence in the second half. Mikel Arteta's penalty finally calmed the nerves. Craig Moore was solid in central defence as ever. There's a medal for Bob Malcolm, who deputised so well when Amoruso or Moore were missing. Stefan Klos, what can one say about a top-class keeper? Alan McGregor, the substitute goalkeeper. Stephen McLean, gets a medal draped around his neck. Stephen Thompson on as a sub, scored one of the half dozen this afternoon. Fernando Rickson has given his all for Rangers this season. Ronald de Boer, simply superb. Peter Lovenkrantz, who's just signed an extension to his Rangers contract. Shota Arveladze gets his medal. Claudio Caniggia behind him. And Michael Knowles gets his. Let's hear from Alec McLeish. Well, I thought we'll hear from Alec in a minute because he steps up as well to get his prize. Boris Ross and Stephen Hughes, two young Scots in the Rangers squad. A hug for the skipper from the manager as Kevin Muscat and Bert Contron get their medals as well. And a hug from Lex Gold of the Premier League for Alec McLeish. And the moment for Barry Ferguson is almost here. He's licking his lips at the prospect. 2 cups last season, another cup to add to that collection earlier this season. But this is the prize that matters most. Arthur Newman gets his medal. Newman will bid farewell to Rangers in the summer. And there's Dan Egan, if you're wondering where he'd got to. A mammoth party is about to begin.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Bank of Scotland Premier League champions,
Barry Ferguson.
2002-2003 Rangers Football Club.
Rangers are champions. And you can see exactly how that feels for Barry Ferguson. You can hear exactly how it feels for 50,000 Rangers supporters. The Celtic domination of the last couple of years has been ended, and we can now hear from the Rangers manager.
Alec, most stupid question of the season, how does it feel?
No, I mean, it feels absolutely wonderful, but you know, the dividing line between success and failure is so thin, and 1 minute we looked out of it, and then when the big steward told me that it was over at Rugby Park, it was heaven.
It's an astonishing first season, first complete season for you. Did you always feel confident you would end up with this championship trophy?
Well, I don't think you can be too presumptuous or count your chickens. It was important that we kept focused, and these players have exceeded my expectations.
You were going through the ringer this afternoon. I was watching that dugout, and the emotional roller coaster, wasn't it?
Well, I was looking at your face as well, and I could see the look of concern on your face. But you know, it was turmoil. But at the same time, anybody who hasn't been able to live that kind of atmosphere and emotions, they're missing something.
The atmosphere in here is just unbelievable.
The atmosphere's fantastic. I'm really happy for my family who are here to watch me, and my mother, my sister, my brother, and Frank, and everybody at home.
I think you want to give these fans a bit of a wave as well, do you not?
Thanks.
Well done, Al.
In the end, it came down to goal difference. That was the only way you could put anything between Rangers and Celtic. And to beat Celtic, Rangers had to be good, very good. Michael Knowles, big question mark hanging over his future. Seems as if he'll move on in the summer after 14 goals this season. And only one of those 14 came away from Ibrox. He likes it here, and he will be sorry to leave. Amoruso looks to be leaving, as well as Alec McLeish reshapes for next season. And it's a family celebration for captain Barry Ferguson. Made the decision to stay with Rangers rather than accepting offers from elsewhere. And now Rangers are champions, and he's lifted the trophy as captain, and what an inspirational captain he's been. Let's hear from Lorenzo Amoruso.
Lorenzo, what does this mean to you?
Oh, a lot. You know, I've been here for 6 years. I lost everything the first season when I came here. I've been out for 10 months, won 2 leagues in a row, lost 2 in a row. This season, you know, we started with different attitude, new manager of course. Same great attitude as a normal. And we just won it. We won it in the last minute of the last game of the last anything. But it's the most important one because come late, but it really is the best one, definitely.
You can hear what the supporters think about you. You're going to be a Rangers player next season.
I really hope. Listen, everything is just in hold at the moment. We know that the club has some problems, and of course, we are working on it. I hope really to stay here because Rangers is my life, nothing more than it did.
That's it.
Well, there you heard the reaction from the Rangers supporter as Lorenzo Amoruso explains he wants to stay, but will he be going? 2 Fergusons in front of the camera now. Chick's going to speak to one of them.
Barry, congratulations, and incredible performance this afternoon. Whole family to enjoy it. Were you nervous at any stage this afternoon?
I was really nervous. I didn't sleep last night. Just to win it, it's the best feeling I've ever had. The guys were great today. All credit to Celtic, they had a good result. I think they won 4-0, but at the end of the day, we needed to win here and get a right result, and that's what we did.
And it's not over yet. There's a treble to be won, a cup final next week.
I'm going to enjoy the night first, then we'll think about that tomorrow.
Was there any point in the season you felt this is not going to be our year?
No, I did. After I missed the 2 penalties at Dundee, I was really down. But the guys and all the fans have been great to me. And we come back and we get a terrific result against Kilmarnock then Hearts, and we won it today.
And ironical that a penalty should eventually clinch it in the end for Rangers after the season you've had from 12 yards.
I know, but no, I've had my chance. I've missed my 2 penalties, so it's somebody else's turn now. We're going to go enjoy it. So.
Enjoy it, Barry.
Cheers.
A kiss for the trophy from the manager who, well, you can only think what his feelings are at the moment. What an achievement for Alec McLeish, 18 months in charge. He's turned things around. When you consider that last season, Celtic won the trophy by the mammoth margin of 18 points. What a turnaround. It was a bit closer this time. Goal difference of 1 was the margin between Rangers and Celtic. Chick was speaking to Barry Ferguson there, the Football Writers Player of the Year, the Players Player of the Year, and what a day it's been for Stephen Thompson as well.
Seen the headdress smarter, Stevie, but you come on as substitute, you get the goal that just about does it. What a day for you.
It was unbelievable. It's just frightening. I can't explain to you how good an experience that was. My goal was probably the worst goal I'll ever score, but I'll take it any day of the week.
Yeah, every striker's favourite distance, about 2 feet.
I think it was even less than that, it was about 2 inches, so I'll settle for that any day.
Was the dressing room half-time, was it a nervous place?
It wasn't, no. I think we were fairly confident. We knew that if we scored early, which we did, I don't think we were expecting Dunfermline to score quite so soon after we got our first. But we showed great character in getting the rest of the goals, and the crowd were superb in cheering us on.
Do you feel that's made you a Rangers player now? Brilliant.
I hope so, I hope so.
I think the headgear will help.
And that'll do me. I'm having a great night. Cheers.
Cheers, David.
Well, scenes of terrific jubilation at Ibrox, but relief as much as jubilation, I'm sure, because with 5 minutes left this afternoon, the title could still have gone either way. It was the most remarkable afternoon of football drama, and along with me are Walter Smith and Gordon Smith and Craig Burley, and they've been watching these remarkable scenes, and an afternoon when everyone was on the very edge of the seat. Walter, it's a scene you know well, of course, you've been there many times, but you would never ever be sure that that was going to happen today.
No, it was a remarkable afternoon. When we were sitting here, we obviously could watch both games, and it was a fantastic afternoon. It was entertainment for everybody that was at home there. I think, you know, both teams have to be congratulated for the effort they put in to make it that way this afternoon. It was fantastic.
And a word for Dunfermline and for Kilmarnock, there was no hint of making it easy for the big two, Gordon. They were both heavily beaten in the end, but both of them gave 100%.
According to what I saw, they definitely did try very hard, both sides, and they were just overpowered by two teams today, Rangers and Celtic, that were desperate to win the championship. And, you know, Celtic in particular, it's an amazing performance and result down at Rugby Park, and some incredible stuff that happened. But you know, Rangers in the end up got the goals, and it's a team that everyone said, you know, they lacked a goal scorer, and they've hit over 100 goals. And 16 the last day.
Yeah,
amazing.
without an out-and-out target man, absolutely right. Let's take a look back at the goals then that in the end were enough for Rangers to win the Bank of Scotland Premier League on goal difference, 73 to 72. The first of them came very early, Gordon.
Well, it didn't look as if it was a chance really to make the most picked out, but the defence stood off him, because I think they thought he was going to lay it back the way. If you watch his first turn here, he takes a little turn and it looks as if he's going to lay it back, but then he sees an opening. Doesn't hit it that well, but it's the accuracy of it.
And at that point we thought a scoreline like 6-1 was on the cards, and then for a long time maybe it wasn't, especially when Dunfermline got this one back, Craig.
Yeah, it was a great finish. I mean, Brewster laid it off well, and they're the ones you dream about in the top corner, and Jason Dare give Kloss is a little bit blinded by his defenders, but I don't think he would have saved it anyway. And at that point we thought Dunfermline were just getting back in the game, but Rangers pressed ahead.
That's right, 12 minutes gone, it was 1-1, and great work here by Rickson, Walter, wasn't it?
Yeah, it showed a great determination there to go on a ball. Really, it wasn't his. The defender will be wondering why he never got it, cut back. And a great finish by Kennedy there, side footer in, and it just comes to him and he closes it in by Stilly, and that's a terrific one. Lorenzo Amaruso cross there from the left-hand side, unusual for him, and a great header by Aberladze. If you're looking, it's in early, it comes across the front of the defender. A good header to put Rangers through on it there.
I think this does sum up Rangers season, Doug, when you think about it. 6 different scores. That's what, you know, why Rangers scored so many goals, and why, you know, everyone's saying, well, they haven't an out-and-out goal scorer, but you know, wrong the Boer here. You know, he's got about 16, 17 goals, I think, but that, you know, getting on the end of that, he's been absolutely brilliant. He got man of the match today again. He's had a fantastic second half of the season in particular, but the goals are spread about in this Rangers team. It's not all about certain players getting the goals from.
This man was important in the second half, Walter, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think he made a tremendous difference, no one can. He came on, he was involved in nearly everything that Rangers did. Down the left-hand side, the cross for the first goal, cross for that one. I think Lee Bullen there just comes in and hits the ball off Stephen Thompson. There's no way, I don't think Thompson will allow it to be an own goal, but it's hit him and it's gone in. But McCann was instrumental in everything that Rangers did the second half, and if it was a substitution that Alec made to this end, then it was a fantastic change he's made at half-time, because McCann, as I say, was involved in everything that Rangers did. Brought down for the penalty kick here after a run inside, and Arteta, they are shown again that he's confident taking the penalties after Barry Ferguson's misses, and that's won the championship for Rangers.
6-1 it finished, 4-0 for Celtic down at Rugby Park. In the end the title was won on goal difference, the sides finishing level on points, and that led to the scenes we've been watching at Ibrox. Barry Ferguson and that very happy Rangers team celebrating their 50th league championship, a world record, with a cup final to come next weekend. Let's turn our attention then to Celtic, and I don't think anyone couldn't feel for Celtic. They lost a European trophy in extra time in midweek. They've just lost a league championship in goal difference, and after a season in which they have performed quite wonderfully at times, they've ended up with absolutely nothing to show for it. It's a cruel game, isn't it? Here's Martin O'Neill.
Martin, your players could hardly have done any more today, could they?
No, they couldn't. They could not have done any more. The effort on Wednesday evening in a UEFA Cup final was sensational, and there they come, minute or two away, extra time, and had they picked themselves up, had they won a game today, and they've won it. And interesting, some months ago, as things happened here in this game, I made a statement about our side being astonishingly brilliant. I probably meant all season, and it's good to have an opportunity today to be able to tell everybody who was watching that our side were astonishingly brilliant. And that's exactly right, as they have been all season. They've carried the Scottish flag, actually to give them a credibility in European football. They've had to come back and play league games. We've lost the league today. Congratulations to Rangers. We've lost the league and we've 97 points. And these boys deserve an enormous amount of credit, both for themselves, for the club, and for what they've done for the SPL and Scottish football in general. Now, what normally happens here is you say something, a day later it's digested, about 3 days later it's much maligned. Perhaps maybe people might look at it and say that the team have been fantastic, absolutely fantastic. The crowd as well, there's no doubt, I think we proved in Seville that the crowd are probably the best, and certainly in terms of travelling away and supporting the team. It might get a wee bit edgy at Celtic Park now and again, but they're the best supporters going. And between the two of them, they've got a club to be proud of.
No argument about that, Martin. Quite emotional, as you would expect, and it's good to see, Gordon, those emails coming through from Celtic fans who are saying, despite the disappointment, it's been a fantastic season for them.
That's the way they should feel about it, because I mean, it does look like one of those seasons when you look back in the record books and you say Celtic won nothing, but you have to see what they've achieved. As I said, they're carrying the flag for Scotland has been unbelievable. Getting to the European final, some fantastic victories against top European sides, and on the night, and Wednesday night, so close to doing something. And once again today, coming back and making it one of the most dramatic afternoons I can remember, and pushing the league title to the very end, and as we said, almost the last minute of the last game. It's just been incredible.
It was. It could still have been Celtic's title with literally just a couple of minutes left had they managed another goal at Rugby Park. Let's take a look at these emotional highlights from Rugby Park. Craig, I know that Celtic are a team that have always been close to your heart after your time there. It was quite an afternoon, wasn't it?
Well, I was going to say it was a great afternoon of football, but not if you're wearing the green and white. It wasn't, sitting at home watching. But Celtic put up a performance that they could be proud of. I mean, they've had 120 minutes or so in Seville in 95 degrees heat. They're playing here four days later. They've put up a great performance. You can see, telling Martin O'Neill's voice at the end how he felt about it. I mean, they couldn't do any more. I mean, they've scored 4 goals away from home. Chris Sutton there getting the second. And really, if you'd have told them before the game you're going to score 4, I think they would have settled for that, probably thinking that'll be enough to win the league. But a huge blow for them, Rangers scoring 6 against Dunfermline at home. But we said before, we felt Rangers with a home side would have the advantage, but these players have picked themselves up and put in a sterling performance. And the thing is, from Celtic's point of view, they didn't look tired at the end. They were still going strong.
Still chasing goals, weren't they?
Yeah,
this was the moment where actually Celtic went ahead of Rangers. This was the penalty, maybe a little bit soft, but when the penalty was scored by Alan Thompson, Celtic were actually on the top of the league at that point.
Yeah, we didn't think that was a penalty. We thought it was a wee bit soft, you know. But Celtic at that point grateful for anything, and they were on the front foot. Thompson, fully confident, never any doubt, and certainly in his mind, he was going to stand up and take it. He's been in fantastic form, and he slotted it in there, side foot to Gordon Marshall's right-hand side. And at that point, you felt as if Celtic were going to continue on and really push for another 1 or 2 goals. But unfortunately for Alan Thompson, he gets another penalty in a little while, and that one doesn't go in. But
I think at that point, Craig, they were actually ahead, weren't they?
They went top of it, and actually perhaps the most
goal.
amazing moment of the afternoon was almost instantaneously, or temporaneously, at the same time as Henrik Larsson hit the inside of the post. Ronald de Boer scored for Rangers, and on that, at this very moment, Ronald de Boer was putting Rangers 4-1 up.
Yeah,
at exactly the same
We're actually watching that there, and he's hit the post, and we've heard the name de Boer came in here, and
right.
you know, for a minute we didn't know what was happening, but
that's how close it was.
As Martin O'Neill and Alec McLeish said, that's such a fine line between winning the championship and losing the championship. And Henrik Larsson, I mean, he really can't do much more there. He's stretching for the ball, and this is a penalty kick. Thompson, I think Marshall comes out. I mean, Alan Thompson's not going anywhere there. Gordon Marshall, at the end of the day, does touch him, he does bring him down, so in the eyes of the referee, it is a penalty.
Great ball from Larsson. I have to say, watching the game, he was immense again today. Absolutely
his
brilliant.
Contribution all season really for Celtic on a consistent.
Although he didn't score today, he was fantastic.
And was this the moment where the league was lost, Walter?
Well, I think so. I think when you look there, it has a big influence in the game. Celtic never feel it wasn't going to be their day. And, you know, as I say, the games ebbing and flowing the way they were, I just felt that, you know, Thompson missing that one, it was a huge psychological thing for Rangers because they're bound to know it was there. But a lovely ball played through by Larsson, who had a tremendous game today, and Petrov slides that one in. There to put Celtic back in contention again, but you see they know they have to score and the pressure's on them to score, and they just failed to get there in the end.
If the penalty goes in, at that stage Celtic are back in front in the league, and Arteta has to score his penalty. That Celtic would have been top of the league at that point, but as it was, they were still chasing it.
What about Javier Broto here?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was just an instinctive save. As the player was coming through, he just stood up, put his hand down. As you say, that save at that time as well was still important.
Of course.
That kept Celtic in the game, so it was a great afternoon.
There were so many moments when the whole situation could have turned around on its head. Chris Sutton afterwards, naturally, was bitterly disappointed.
Can you believe that that season that has been so rosy for so long has ended with nothing?
That's the way it goes. I mean, you know, we knew Rangers are a good side, but you know, I think today's a bit of a hollow victory for them, to be honest. As I say, I think everybody could have virtually predicted the result at Ibrox before kick-off. Well, many people did. And I think it's disappointing from the players who have put the effort in. You know, we knew they'd lie down, and they have done.
Do you think they've not been professional, Dunfermline, in the way they've played?
You'll have to ask their manager and the players.
Harsh words from Chris Sutton, understandable in the disappointment, but we watched that game, Gordon. I don't think he's right, do you?
No, I think he might find that unfortunate comment to make actually about it, because watching the game, watching across both games, Dunfermline were certainly giving their all. They were even in the end up sitting defensively very tight. Walter was watching it across it more than even me. He was watching it specifically. Dunfermline sat in and were making it very difficult for Rangers to create any chances, and they were having to work very hard to do it, but Dunfermline was certainly working hard.
Yeah. Over the pace, I mean, I presume you're delighted, Walter. I mean, you've had so many good times with the club, but I mean, to win it in the end by 1 goal and goal difference, finishing level in points, it's very cruel on the losing side, isn't it?
It's cruel, but I mean, again, you know, Celtic, I don't think they want you to feel sorry for them in any way. I think they've given it their best shot. They've had a European campaign to contend with and come back from very difficult European matches and win league games and keep themselves in contention. And they've shown this season a tremendous will to win. And even though at the end there's no trophies for them, I think they have shown a tremendous spirit. And, you know, Martin O'Neill has to be congratulated for engendering that type of spirit within them. And on the other side of it, from a managerial point of view, Alex McLeish couldn't do more. 18 points away last season. He's closed that gap. He's managed to win the championship, possibly a treble next week if they can win the cup. And that's a fantastic achievement. I think both managers take enormous credit for there. And I'd be disappointed if anybody thought that Dunfermline didn't try in that game this afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll go along with that. And credit to both Rangers and Celtic in the end, though it's Rangers who win it on goal difference. There was one other Bank of Scotland Premier League match this afternoon, Hearts against Dundee at Tynecastle. Kind of forgotten about a little bit in the midst of everything else that was going on, but a decent crowd turning up at Tynecastle. They saw just 1 goal. This was it. It came 12 minutes on time, and it was Mark De Vries, and what a good signing he's been for Craig Levein. And incidentally, if we're talking about managers due a lot of credit, then that is another of them. Craig Levein's Hearts side picking up 3 points there and taking all 3 points. Dundee losing out on a week before their big cup final. Let's just confirm the Bank of Scotland Premier League table then at the end of this astonishing season. There it is. Rangers played 38 points, 97. Celtic played 38 points, 97. But goal difference, it's Rangers who win it by just 1 goal in the end. Gordon, here's a nice easy one for you. Sum up the season for us.
I'll sum up the season, you know, working the BBC on it, we've had some tremendous games, loads of goals, some great entertaining stuff. We've had 2 very good teams in Rangers and Celtic. Their teams have given a competition along the way, but you can see with the extent of the difference between Rangers and Celtic and the rest, that we've got 2 real quality sides. And I think at the end of the day, I've always said that the best team wins the league. And, you know, although it's so tight, you've got to give a lot of credit to Rangers, Alex McLeish, for having won the title.
Craig, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's been, obviously I've only seen little bits and pieces of the league, but I think from Celtic's point of view, it's hard to say it's been a fantastic season, but in a certain way it has been. Carried the flag in Europe and really, I think, made big strides, certainly in the European situation. As Martin said, carried it with dignity, performed very, very well, and to lose it like that, it's no shame, but they've been fantastic all season. I think every Celtic fan can be very proud of their team.
All right, thanks very much indeed to Craig.
We've had 2 very good teams in Rangers and Celtic. Their teams have given a competition along the way, but you can see with the extent of the difference between Rangers and Celtic and the rest, that we've got 2 real quality sides. And I think at the end of the day, I've always said that the best team wins the league. And, you know, although it's so tight, you've got to give a lot of credit to Rangers, Alex McLeish, for having won the title.
Craig, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's been, obviously I've only seen little bits and pieces of the league, but I think from Celtic's point of view, it's hard to say it's been a fantastic season, but in a certain way it has been. Carried the flag in Europe and really, I think, made big strides, certainly in the European situation. As Martin said, carried it with dignity, performed very, very well, and to lose it like that, it's no shame, but they've been fantastic all season. I think every Celtic fan can be very proud of their team.
All right, thanks very much indeed to Craig, to Walter and to Gordon this afternoon. Congratulations to our Man of the Match winners, incidentally. We had 2 Man of the Match competitions running today. John Singer from Inverurie and Tracy Thompson from Glasgow correctly predicted that Ronald de Boer and Chris Sutton would be the men who mattered. That's it. It's been a remarkable season of football here on the BBC, and we have enjoyed every minute of it. Bye for now.
Welcome to a brand new season, and it's all on BBC Scotland.